people don't like you to mention certain things. Some people don't want you to say this. Some people don't want you to say that. Some people think if you mention some things, they might happen. Some people are really fucking stupid.
It's the worst of the Opie and Anthony Show.
Damn. You know, it took 6 months, but finally, Jay Moore, a friend of the show, has been doing radio with us off and on for, 4 years.
Yeah.
Finally called in to say hi on the new XM show.
And did not disappoint.
Not at all.
Hilarious.
Very fun.
Very fun. A lot of fun. Very fun, which would be a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
So,
very fun, and you could maybe put dash, and I mean it, exclamation point.
And he revealed a lot of what was going on in his personal life, which made a lot of the gossip columns in newspapers all across America. This is how it went down. Check it out.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Hello?
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 That sounded like Stephen Lynch and Pike.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jay Moore.
Jay Moore!
Oh, when you roll,
Jay,
when you roll. Hi, what's up, Anthem?
what the hell, Jay? Have we just crossed the lines? We haven't been able to get a hold of you? Or what the hell's going on?
I've called you guys probably a half dozen times, and this is the first time your moron phone sausage slapper didn't quiz me and then not let me through.
Because we figured you'd probably be one of the first guests we had on the show. We've been on for
I tried
a year and a half now.
Anthony, and your phone screen is like, hi, I know it's really you. What do you do for a living? Where do you live? I said, come on, I'm up early. I'm on my way to a job. What job you working on? And then I go, oh, fuck off, and I hang up. And then I left like a dozen messages on the FU line. You never played those. And
Those were Jay left messages on the FU line.
I did, because I'd read it on my satellite in my truck, and I'd be like, fuck you, and I just, whatever floated my boat that day, I'd curse someone out.
Do you?
And then I cursed out Frenchie like 10 phone calls in a row.
Rumor has it you have XM?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do? Do you subscribe to the Opie and Anthony show? No, you don't, do you?
You just got real quiet. I can barely hear you now.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
What the heck is going on?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony wanted to know if you actually got the XM. And
I've had XM. I had it before you guys were on it.
And did you subscribe to our premium service?
I did, and now I get it for free, so someone owes me $6.
$6. What have you been doing, man?
Having a baby, just kind of hanging out with my son.
We heard about the baby thing.
I got a divorce, made a couple tabloids.
Yeah, we read that. We read that, and we're wondering what the hell happened.
What do you mean?
Did it just, kind of, the relationship kind of went to the wayside? Because you two seemed very close.
When you drive into a tunnel, it says clearance 14 feet.
Yeah.
We were like 14 feet and a quarter inch at all times.
Really?
And you kept deflating the tires to get through that tunnel, and eventually you just didn't feel like putting in the extra work.
Where's Buttercock Scotchcock?
What?
Where's Big Tits? Yeah, where's Eat a Bullet Boy?
I'm right here, bro.
Hey, are you working anywhere this weekend?
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
Where in Florida?
West Palm Beach Improv. Why, what's going on? Where are you going to be?
No, I was just curious. If I wanted to come see you, how would I get tickets there?
Oh, thank you.
Wow, come on, guys.
Yeah, well, we're used to the
Nice.
Jimmy plugs, but not like that.
Are you still finding out when it's me?
What? This is
what I went through with your phone screeners to get through. Today was all right, but it's like it was like getting an escort. He's like, "What's your number? All right, let me call you back immediately."
Well, this whole thing's been a drama. Ben talks to us almost every day. Well, Jay said he's calling tomorrow, and then you don't call, and then Jay was busy doing
Ben
this.
didn't get in touch with me until Anthony was freaking tournament. So anything he said prior to that is a lie.
All right, we'll get Ben in here. We might
I
have
got friends of mine going, how come you're not on the show? I'm like, I don't know. The booker and producer never let me know how to get in touch with them.
Dude, we need celebrities on the show. We wouldn't blow you off. We need anyone we could get at this point.
Hi, guys.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying we would have.
You.
And Steve is Steve. Jay didn't leave messages on FU line. That's what Steve's saying. Get these guys in here.
That's a lie. All I do is I drive around, I dial a stupid FU line. I said FU to Frenchie. I said FU to the screener not putting my call through. I said FU to you guys for having Voss on before me. Then I called back and said, really, FU for having Frenchie on before me?
Yeah, we expected you right from the start.
Yeah, we thought we'd start
so
the
did
show, and the first call would be from Jay Moore.
Hey, did you really go to the Super Bowl with Nikki Cox?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that your new squeeze?
Dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
How was it being in a tabloid?
Wow.
Whatever you read in the tabloids is true.
I love it. He's not even denying anything.
Especially when it's a hottie. No, she's
course.
great, man. She's cool.
Yeah. Wow.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got divorced. We filed like 4 months ago.
Was it a nice, pleasant divorce, or was there anger and throwing things?
No, she was a peach.
And I'm going to take everything from you, and like
No,
mine.
it's, they say it's half, but it's not. It starts at half. It's like being with a bookie.
It starts at half?
It starts at half, and then you get alimony and child support. So it's like being with a bookie. You pay your debt, and they're like, well, what about the juice?
Oh, Jesus, that's got to amount to a lot of cash.
It's like 70%.
And what about the house? Do you still live? Where did you have to get an apartment, and she lives in a house?
No, I bought the house before we were married, and I rent a beach house down in Huntington Beach. So I made out like that.
But isn't that part of marital property, even though you owned it beforehand, or did you have a prenup or something?
Not in California.
Really?
And you can have. I just want custody of my son, so you can have all the money in the world. I don't care.
There you go.
I'll go work Uncle Sputchy's Chuckle Hut.
And it only took 4 months to get the divorce?
No, it's not finalized yet.
It's not over.
Oh, okay. Because Anthony's took. We were talking about this yesterday. 3
about
years.
3 years.
3
It
years.
takes forever.
About 3 years with Dominic Barbara as my wife's lawyer, so that was nice and fun to have to do.
You know what happens? It's like you're right about to finish up, and then one of their girlfriends get in their ears, and they're like, I need to wash your dryer. It's like, well, come fucking take it. What do you want from me?
Yeah, people start yapping to him, and they give him ideas. Yeah, you deserve that.
They got divorced. They got robbed.
Yeah, you deserve that, girl. You put in your time.
You stuck by him when he was nothing.
Yeah, that old gag.
Well, she wrote all the jokes for you, right?
Yeah.
She did right. She was like Rodney's wife. She'd tell him into my ear when I was on stage and shock me with a prod when I fucked him up. Rodney's wife used to say, no, you ever see that when Rodney's wife had like the IFB and she'd speak into a mic and tell his jokes into his ear when he was on stage?
No, she did that for him?
Yeah, like the last year of his life when he was at the Laugh Factory, and he just watched him to see if he pissed his pants on stage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Oh. Hey, Wayne, it's a private club. Don't tell anybody you're Jewish, all right? Okay.
And she was giving him his lines. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, he'd wear. It's true. I saw it with my own eyes. My own eyes.
Oh, that is...
He'd wear an IFB in his ear, and then she'd be upstairs like with a book of his jokes and a microphone. And she'd just like whisper them into a microphone, and he'd repeat them, and there'd be like these awkward pauses in between jokes.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And I always wanted to go up and grab one of her tits during his act just to hear Rodney go, oh.
Would she tell him the whole joke or just key it?
I don't know. I just saw her speaking into the mic. It was very...
Why were they allowing him to work at that point?
Wow.
Huh?
Why were they allowing him to work at that point? Someone should have stepped in and said, look, man,
It's Wally Sparks, dude.
She's pumping every penny out of him.
Are you going to tell Wally Sparks he can't take the stage?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Dude.
So a lot of changes in your life there, Jay.
Hey, Jay, Last Comic Standing, they did, obviously I was with you there on Season 2 for a little while. Season 3, they seem like they kind of just jumped right into it. Are they going to do anything with that, or did they kind of wreck it by doing that?
They wrecked it, and we didn't want to do it. And they said when Friends and Frasier were gone and they needed something for the fall, and they asked us to do Last Comic Standing, but a different version of it with no house.
Yeah, the house is like the fun
I said,
part.
well, that's Evening at the Improv.
Right. Yeah.
They said, yeah, it's good. And they're like, no, it's terrible. Like, can you imagine, like, The Apprentice, like, a month later, you bring back all the losers from The Apprentice, like, with no boardroom? It was just stupid.
They just work and
I
you
wasn't
film them
prepared.
working?
And so then they canceled it with a week to go. And I was like, you guys are fucking brilliant.
They wrecked the franchise.
They
We
ruined
all
it.
know it's because a black guy won, and NBC can't have a black person winning a reality show.
Oh, is that it?
Oh. Oh, dip. Oh, Donnie, I feel bug nice right now, son.
Are you playing in the area? I'm hearing rumors.
No, tickets got sold, so the promoter had to cancel.
Oh, come on. Where?
It was at the State Theater in New Brunswick and the State Theater in Easton, Pennsylvania, on my tour of theaters only called State.
Oh, goddamn.
You missed me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes,
we did.
you know something?
we've
Everyone was bashing you. The instant
I know.
feedback.
I listened to it all, and I just sat through it and said, the sunshine's a good cleaner. The sun will come out and everything will get cleaned up.
You know our listeners. They don't forget anything. They don't put anything down, and they're brutally loyal to this program. A couple of guys. Let's see. Roast this fucker for taking so long. Don't go easy on him. Shut up, Jay. Hang up the phone, you skank. Hey, remember that one? Hang up the phone, you skank.
Smell my fingers. It's shit.
Is Jay ever coming into the studio? Get Jay Moore off the phone. Like they're angry that you didn't you stop in sooner.
Sounds like they're angry I stopped in at all.
You know?
I got to say in defense of Jay, it's like, look, yeah, everyone wanted Jay to call in sooner, but he did have a lot of shit going on. I mean, when you're going through a divorce, it's not exactly easy to, and you're fighting for custody. It's, your first priority is not to call into a radio show.
But
so,
I did call in. That's the thing. I was guest hosting, like the Roger Lodge fucking extravaganza, whatever, like some sports talk show out in L.A. And I was like sitting on a toilet like 20 minutes before I was going to go on the air. It's like the only time I'm ever awake when it's dark out. And I don't know if it was Eric or whoever. They're like, how do I know it's really you? I'm like, it's me. Well, what are you working on? I was like, come on, dude.
They did not do that to
I'm
you.
like, the more questions he asked me, the less time I would have had to be with
That's
you
what
guys.
I heard. I heard a lot of people, the phone screener was giving him a lot of grief.
They should just, put him through.
Put him through.
And
If it wasn't Jay anyway, it would make for good radio.
we would know it.
we would know it in a second.
Now, where's Steve saying I didn't call the FU line?
Yeah, where's Steve? Where's Ben?
Everyone's hiding.
Yeah, they went for the hits because they're all fucking right.
Ben has no problem starting all sorts of rumors, but we're trying to get him in here, and he's just he's sitting at his computer.
First we have
Make
Bernie.
Jerky, true carry, glasses, faggot.
Make him believe that he doesn't hear us right now. Now Steve has entered the studio with his blonde hair.
Blonde locks.
Anthony, how did you do in the poker thing, Anthony?
And the poker thing? I did all right. I sat at a table. I couldn't have gotten one of the tables with like celebrities. I sit at a table and it's full of poker pros, superstars.
You, the executioner, and Amarillo Slim.
It was the worst. So I was sitting there. I did all right. I lasted a few hours. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
Well, you said all you wanted to be was not the first one out.
Not the first one out, and I wanted to have a good hand.
Destroyer.
That's it. I wanted to have a couple of good hands against
Ed
the pros.
Asner called it Opiate Destroyer.
Wasn't that great? Ed Asner was cursing me out.
Lose
Saying,
the wasp.
Get rid of the fucking wasp, he said.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Okay, Lou.
Well, we have Steve in the studio. Steve?
Yeah. We got calls from Billy La Machine telling us that Jay had called the FU line, and Ben and I and Eric went through maybe 100 of these messages going back 4 days at a time, and we couldn't find a single one that even remotely sounded like Jay.
Billy called me and said they want to know what you said so they can find it faster.
Yeah,
How is that? What, is it like an email?
Yeah,
it's
Keywords?
That's exactly what it is. We're looking through audio clips that are sent in via email. That's how the voicemails work.
Well, perhaps Jay, you didn't.
Yeah,
perhaps
I know.
you didn't say fuck enough times in the FU line message for Steve to put it on. Every
Wouldn't
message.
the subject matter be Jay Moore?
What?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah, the key word would have been Jay
No,
Moore.
then we didn't find a single one, and we all looked.
And now we got Ben in the studio. Now Ben is ready to confront Jay Moore.
I'm not confronting. Jay's just hard to get a hold of. And he calls me back. You call back like a week later.
I called and called. Guys, you don't understand. I've been calling the show probably twice a week for however long you've been on the air.
Wow.
No.
No? Steve says no.
I don't.
It's not like Ben and I would actively cockblock this guy's
What are we
appearance.
arguing
We have
about?
no motive. We have no motive in that regard.
Why
would
don't
we
you want
do that?
Jay on this show, though? I mean, why? I don't get it.
Why would I
We've
do
wanted
that?
Jay since the first day. We wanted Jay to be one of the first guests.
Well, how come you're not calling him back?
If you were a comic, Steve.
Jesus Christ.
Pimp hand.
Pimp hand.
Anthony, you know divorce is like the worst, right?
Ugh, stinks.
But did you have that, like, when you're going through it, that moment of clarity where you realized everything was going to be fine?
No, I'm still not through that. As I write my checks every 3 months, as I sign that check, oofa.
I did not want to get divorced. Like, I had, like, this whole thing about a two-parent household and how important it is to the child. And then I was on staying at this little house on the beach, and I was with this Argentinian girl, and I was banging her, and she goes, "Fuck me like I'm bad." And I go, "All right," and I, like, smack her ass, and she goes, she turns around, I was fucking her doggy style, and she turns around and she goes, "No, fuck me like I'm bad," and she spits on my stomach.
Wow.
And I go, "Okay, you little fucking bitch," and I start fucking her, and I'm, like, kind of choking her, you know? And her eyes are kind of bugging out of her head, and I had issues, rage issues with women at the time anyway.
Of course.
And then I had, like, my fingers in her mouth. Like I was going bleh, like I was making a face, like pulling her cheeks apart with my fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking her and I'm pulling her hair, and then I pulled out and I came in her face, and I thought to myself, this just might work. This might be my new pass.
You were giving her the fish hook.
Yeah, with both hands. It was rape, actually.
Oh, God damn. That is funny.
How hot was she?
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, of course.
You're calling from L.A., Jay?
Huh?
You calling from L.A.?
No, Argentina, dude. Like a little pig from Argentina.
No, I mean...
When are you going to be in New York?
I'm not now. I had to cancel these dates. I don't know when I'm coming back.
You really had to cancel?
Yeah, I had like 30% of the tickets sold, and the promoter's like, "I'm going to take a bet."
What happened?
I don't know. Comedy's not big in Easton, unless your name's Larry Holmes. The Easton Assassin. Doesn't Larry Holmes look like when Billy Crystal does the old Jew makeup? The lips.
That's good.
Hey, how about on the Oscars when Robin Williams did a fucking Elmer Fudd impression?
It was awful, wasn't it?
Stop.
Like, I was always kind of non-partial, and I never got involved in the he's good, he's bad argument. And then I just went, "You suck, cock, big elephant dick."
But they were applauding him like crazy for that act.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. I think he did that Evening at the Improv when Gordon Jump hosted.
Wow. This is an old hack now.
I actually enjoyed it, and it's funny.
Shut up.
My managers and I watched it, and we had a nice laugh together.
Yeah, the common manager that you share with him? You phony.
Jim's manager, Reuben Kincaid.
Danny?
Nothing.
I laughed.
So, it's hacky.
I laughed, though.
It's early for me. I woke up to piss, and then I said, you know what? Where's the hotline? La Machine gave me the hotline, and Billy Mack gave me the hotline yesterday.
La Machine.
Are you going to
So
even...
yesterday I got the new hotline, and I'm calling today.
Are you going to remember even calling us later today?
Oh, yeah. I'm not Steve-O.
Oh, you heard the Steve-O?
I hear every day. It's my favorite, dude. You guys are my boys.
That guy's out of his mind.
All right, well,
I love that goddamn show, that Wild Boys show.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. They send him off.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's on MTV2. They send Steve-O and that other guy, what's his name? Chris Pontius.
Joe.
Pontius. And they send him off to, like, Africa and South America to
Oh, my God.
to, like, do things with animals. Like, you would think Marlon Perkins, the old Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, they do it, but only instead of just hanging out and filming them, they're, like, smacking animals in the face and eating their crap and trying to pull dingleberries off their asses, getting kicked in the face, getting ripped apart. One time Steve-O put a fish in his ass and had a pelican, like, pecking at it, and it just grabbed his ass cheek and ripped it. And he's screaming, "Enough with that fucking bird!" It's hysterical. The guy's completely out of his mind.
I finally saw Jackass the movie.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, it's
That
hysterical.
scene when they're on the golf course with those air horns. Dude, I never get to laugh out loud. That made me fucking laugh. I howled watching that.
Just pissing those golfers off.
And awful air horns.
I do that with the car horn
Annoying
every golf
bastard.
course I pass.
I did it yesterday with the car horn. I took my son to the zoo, and you got to go past the Griffith Park. There's like a golf course there on the way.
Yeah.
and guys were just lined up on their tee shots, and I was just blaring the horn at them.
It is fun to do.
How old is your son?
2.5.
Oh, cool.
Two and a
my
half
God.
already.
We've been off the air a long time.
Jesus Christ.
Holy crap.
6'4", 220.
I remember the announcement on our program.
He's a big fuck.
Is he?
Yeah.
I was at the zoo, and the gorillas are closed because it's under construction. And you know when you have construction, you put the wall up, but you have those little circles so the guys can, like, peek through the holes, just look at
Sure.
the trucks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the entire construction crew was black.
Oh, stop it.
And
No,
they were
wait
like,
a
on lunch break, and like the biggest, fattest one was like sitting on a cooler, like facing the other way, like one of them always does. And I remember thinking to myself, they have to know.
Oh, my
Like they have to know how ridiculous this is. Like they're just sitting there, like one facing the other way, two are arguing, like
Oh,
one's
that
chasing
is
another
wrong.
one up the hill. One's asshole is turned inside out. Just like it wasn't closed except with orange vests.
Oh, is
I'm
that
so
horrible?
glad you're on satellite.
That is horrible.
This is
I
why,
wish I got the stock before it was at 29.
this is why we moved the show, by the way, so we could get our calls in from L.A.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
Yeah?
Sirius stock is at like $5.
Yeah, it went up. It had a little bump, and then it went back down again. Like everyone gave it the Howard Mel Karmazin bump up to like $9, and then boom.
I had
went back down.
a radio tour that I did for these two dates. It didn't work, obviously, but the last one was Sirius, and I blew it off. So when I spoke to you guys, I could say, nope, didn't do it. I could not go on Sirius before I talked to you guys.
Where'd you cancel? Just Easton and New Brunswick? That's not that bad. 2 things?
Those are the only two dates I had. I don't go out anymore.
Oh, okay.
No?
Why would you? You got to stay home with Nikki. Would you?
Oh,
Why do you want to
so
leave
cool.
that?
Damn.
How
man.
cool is that, Jay? Come on.
How pissed was Bobcat?
I don't know, dude. I don't get involved.
Dude, you got involved though. That's what happened.
I don't know nothing, man. I don't know nothing.
All right.
Don't give me the money, man. Don't give me the money. Give it to him. You're gonna fuck me. You're gonna fuck him.
Come on, let us live your life for 1 minute. How is it?
She's so hot that sometimes I lose my erection.
Comes
That ever
full-
happened to you, a girl? so
Comes
hot she
full
kicks out your
circle,
game?
huh?
No, it's never happened to me. I've never had a chick that hot.
So hot, like my dick kind of goes, "What's going on here? Time out. Let's talk this over. This is like she's throwing like 101 here."
It feels it's not even worthy.
Yeah, and no, that's never happened to me before.
Wow, that's
She's
something.
awesome.
Was she still going out with Bobcat though when you moved in there?
No,
No?
they moved out and done
They-
their thing.
They were done. Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah, the tabloids had a little field day with that one.
I like Jay Moore's Bizarre Love Triangle.
Love triangle.
So, Jay,
Yes, sir.
you got to come clean now. Did you or did you not have sex with chocolate live on our show that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Why?
You know,
Well, yeah.
it was in a Jason studio. The glass was really thick. It was kind of dark in there, but we thought we were seeing it. We never got to the bottom of that one.
Jay did.
Yeah, no, I fogged up the glass, and those are before the New York Times over the Windows days.
Yeah, it was the old in Scotzo's old studio. Scott Muni, God rest his soul. Poor
Did he
Scotzo.
die?
Yeah, Scotzo passed on to the great DJ Booth in the
Got
Sky.
Muni. It's let the let out.
Hey, do you
This
still?
studio smells like ass. What happened?
Scott Muni sounds like the guy with the voice box in South Park.
Do you still do Chris Penn?
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite impression that anybody does.
And
of
no one
anybody.
does that impression.
That's why I love it.
I don't care how mad you are at me this happens to this ain't gonna be at us. Let's move some cars. It looks like Sam's fucking hot car lot out there. There's a girl worked at one of Daddy's clubs. This black shit called herself Lady Eve. Was he pissed off? I love Keitel in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Roth is shot, and Buscemi goes, "Holy shit, is it bad? As opposed to good?" Or Bad Lieutenant. Gentlemen, the series must go 7 games. The revenue money alone between those two towns, leave it on the Mets. Strawberry is going to break out. I went to the game yesterday, and I looked Darryl Strawberry in his eyes, and he fucking told me he's saving it all for the big one.
Wow.
That is
If you
really
never
good.
go any other way. Leave it on the Mets. Did I steer you wrong? Good. You owe me money.
Fucking no one does Harvey Keitel and Chris Penn.
That is right
no
on the money.
I
one
like it. I love
does
his
that.
crazy logic, and then the fucking cops go, all right, fuck it, I'm in. He's like, I saw that Strawberry, and I looked him in his eye. You know what? I didn't know that. All right, fuck it, I'm
All
in.
right, fuck it, I'm in. God damn, that is
Women
funny.
get raped every day. Now, because these two wear penguin suits, the church puts up a big reward. The church is a racket. Are you a Catholic? I'm a fucking Catholic. I'm blessed. You don't understand. This guy's going to blow up your house with your family in it. Good. You'll be doing me a fucking favor. Daniel, you little cocksucker.
Holy shit.
Good eyes. Good eyes, Daniel.
Very
Good
funny.
eyes.
Chris Penn and
Couple
Keitel.
beautiful girls.
Yeah.
Where were you tonight? Kit Kat Club? Couple beautiful girls in your daddy's car? Huh? No, I know what you did. Couple
Oh.
beautiful girls.
I like when actually seeing Jay do the Chris Penn one, and you actually spit like he does.
You're going to tell me this guy's going to decide out of the fucking... Why do you tell me what really happened, Larry? Stop pointing that gun at my daddy.
Like
New York
daddy.
City. What the hell for? That lump of shit's working for the LAPD. Joe, I don't know what you think you know, but you're wrong. He's a good kid. He got shot in the gut. It's my fault he got shot in the gut.
He knows all the dialogue. That's great.
Are you going to bark all day, little doggy, or am I going to be on a sitcom on basic cable in 2 years? What was that? Because I didn't catch it. Am I going to be on tilt for $15,000 a week? What a zilch, Michael Madsen.
Oh,
And the post are good?
God
Jim,
damn.
West Palm info?
oh, West Palm this weekend.
Hey,
I wanted to watch you perform, tell your jokes. Where would I go? A couple beautiful girls in the audience.
God
It's
damn.
very similar to Colin, actually, Keitel.
Laugh my ass off.
oh,
Oh, shit.
oh, that is fucking
You know,
hilarious.
Colin, be like, Jim, you know, that's the thing, you're like performing in West Palm with Jim Norton. A bunch of people sitting around, it's good, I'm with Bubba the Love Sponge, and Jim Norton's on stage.
Oh, Colin.
You know?
I almost got in a fight with Bubba the Love Sponge in studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why, did you try to take his bagel away from him?
He kept playing like these song parodies with the word nigger in them.
Really?
And he would dump it out, but like all the listeners and everyone on hold could like hear it, and everyone in the studio is like cackling, laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's not cool. It's just not good. I can't do it. He's like, oh, what are you gonna do? And they speak in like this bizarre language
What?
called fat.
Jay, what was the problem?
No, that's what was fun. Is when he stopped.
Oh, because then he stopped and there was no more fun.
No,
I
but
like-
with Walter,
I like
you know,
how-
my road manager's black and my godson's black. I'm like, dude, I just, you know, it's not like in high school I would have loved you, but now it's different.
Well, your zoo construction site story kind of blows that whole theory out of the water, Jay.
No, come on. Serena Williams is my favorite thing in the world.
God damn.
I want to fuck Serena Williams so bad.
You do?
Yeah.
You can do it now.
She's a
I
beast.
know.
You're a free
It's,
man.
it's amazing.
Yeah, are you completely free, or are you settling down with this Nikki girl?
No, we settled in.
Yeah.
What would you do? Jesus Christ.
Well, she has something to do with it, I was thinking, and all right, she's into it too, huh?
What are you gonna do? Like go look for something better? She's the hottest thing I've ever laid eyes on, and she talks and everything. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and that's wrong. The way to a man's heart is through his fucking washing machine.
Really?
Oh, if you find a girl that does laundry, forget it.
Yeah, you gotta love girls that do the laundry.
Laundry never ends. I've been single 4 months, and it's like this. It's like having herpes.
Nikki Cox is doing your laundry?
Our laundry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, doing both of your laundry?
I'm not going to be like, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Oh!
She's
Do my laundry.
Wash my underwear, hoa!
She's the best, dude. I'm telling you. She's really, her looks are like the least of her qualities.
Does she do the wash like in her underwear sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Do the laundry in her, and you look over and she's in her underwear? Isn't that the best? Wow.
I'm telling you, I've never had a girl that was so hot I lost my erection.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
I've seen her. Like, I remember, I don't remember what she looked like, but I remember when I saw her, I was like, Jesus. 'Cause I remember Goldthwait, I was like, I can't believe he hooked up with that beautiful girl. So I don't remember what she looks like, but I know when I saw her, I was blown away.
Well, you could have been with anybody. You would have thought that.
No, that's not true. You'd be surprised what a few dollars can pick up. I've made some nice purchases in the last couple of years.
He's a nice guy, I'm sure.
Who?
Bob.
Yeah, I don't know him. I've met him once.
I don't know the man. I don't know what he does.
Yeah, just tell him you don't want to drink Tab. He'll understand.
It must go 7 games.
Oh, man.
Hey,
yeah.
Patty really crawled across the studio naked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. She has come a long way, Jay.
Her new porn name, Patricia Brooks.
The body wasn't that bad, considering.
That's
For
what
a
I heard.
50-year-old broad.
It really wasn't that bad.
You got to give it to her.
For an old broad.
For an old broad.
Hey, hell, it's no Nikki Cox, but you know what? We had to start this whole thing over again, and we're not getting the talent yet, Jay. So even a Stalker Patty naked is better than nothing.
Oh, that is a good starting point because really, you could really improve upon that. We had that
Do you have
Polish
any
girl in
guests
the other day.
coming
though.
in today?
Huh?
Do you have any guests coming in today?
No, this is
You're
pretty much it. So.
Really?
You're it.
Hey, Ben, don't you think as a producer of the show, it's kind of your job to line up guests?
Dude, we have a professional booker. She can't even get the job done.
Well, where's
Yeah.
Ben? I want to hear Ben's response to that.
We hear about who was supposed to be on the show is what we hear. We were supposed to have – who was the big star we were supposed to have the
Vin
other day?
Diesel.
Vin Diesel was supposed to be on. So that was kind of cool.
He stood us up.
That he didn't show.
Instead, you got the duck
Who?
from his pacifier movie.
From this
There's
bad
that-
movie. There you go. Yeah, I
was
booked the
playing some of
duck
them.
from Pacifier.
And we were supposed to have Chris Jericho today, but he overslept.
What? Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, there's an excuse every day why these
There
people
is
don't
an
show
excuse
up.
every
Why
day.
these people don't show up on our show.
Well, if he overslept, that means he's up now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's not oversleeping. He overslept.
Still be sleeping.
Was that Voss?
No.
Why'd you hear some slurping sound?
You know, it's amazing. What amazes me about Voss, after working with him for 2 years on Last Comic Standing, is for a guy that can't speak, all of his bits end in words he can't say. Like, I owe her money and I'm dodging her. Like, you couldn't say avoiding, which he can say flawlessly. Next time you have him on, try to get him to say, I eat sushi in church on Tuesday. And then just get the Gallagher tarp and cover yourself up.
Gallagher tarp. There she is.
Sushi in church on Tuesday. And if he does try to say it, he has to stop and swallow first.
Jesus.
Hey, we're looking at pictures of your squeeze.
We popped up a couple of pics on Google.
Look at him. He's
In your face.
In your face. Yeah,
That's right, motherfucker.
that's very, very nice. Yeah,
She's the best, dude.
good job. Good job, Jay.
You done good. You done good.
She's
The
lovely.
series must go 7 games.
All right.
All right, you
Jimmy.
bastard. Hey, get in here, though, one day. You got to come and stop in when you're in New York.
Dude, I will do nothing else other than your show. And I canceled Sirius yesterday because I would never be able to look you in the eye knowing that I did that bullshit company before I did you.
Thank you, Jay.
Ozzy's going to be there Monday?
Yeah.
I hope so, yeah.
Supposed to be. He better be.
Hopefully he won't
Jesus.
oversleep or
Jimmy's going to be like
Something.
a babbling schoolgirl.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be just an ass. I have to prepare questions because I'll have nothing to say, like, spur of the moment.
Ozzy, dude, Do you just remember that Bugs Bunny when the Sinatra rooster and the Bing Crosby rooster are like competing, and all the chickens are just like
They're swooning, yeah.
and shooting eggs up their ass? That's Jimmy.
Yeah, I really will be a blithering idiot.
Jim, what's the number to West Palm Beach if somebody wanted to get tickets to your show?
I honestly don't have it in front of me. I should,
Oh,
but
my
I don't.
God.
No, I don't. I don't think about plugs when I'm on this program. I just think about having fun and doing the show.
So it's the West Palm Beach Improv?
Yeah, tomorrow through Saturday.
So if you went to like improv.com, for example, like if I'm online right now, let me just figure out how to route this through.
It might be Improv Comedy Clubs or improvclubs.com. Or you can go to eatabullet.com and link to it from my calendar page.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your website, eatabullet.com?
561-833-1812.
That's the number of your website?
No, that's the number of no, you can't call a website. That's the number of the Improv.
Oh, I got confused. So the West Palm Beach Improv is what?
561-833-1812.
1812.
Yeah. A lot of big laughs.
Yes, sir.
I miss you, buddy.
I miss you, Jay.
I
We
miss
always have
eating
fun.
fried raviolis at Joey Paisan's.
Hey, we'll go to Paisano on Mulberry Street. Have some fried raviolis.
Oh, let me tell you a quick Frenchie story, okay? Why I called to say fuck you, and then I know you guys probably have to take some kind of break, right?
Not really.
Something.
We could just keep going.
How many times has Frenchie come to my shows for free and just sat there in the dressing room like drooling, going, yes, you come to my restaurant, it's very good. Like every single time, all he does is ask me to go to his restaurant, right?
Yeah. Do you ever go?
Yeah. Hence the stories to follow.
Okay.
So, but I admire your enthusiasm.
just moving it along, Jay.
So when my book comes out, I got the publishers in New York and everything, and I'm going to take them all out to dinner. And I'm like, I know just the place. So I got all these people from Hyperion and like three of my friends, and we go to Frenchie's restaurant. He's like Eric Roberts in Pope Greenwich Village waiter. Like he's that low on the totem pole, and he always makes it like it's his restaurant. Like he's just a bum. And he's not. There's two waiters in there. He's not even our waiter. And then at the end of the night, he comes over and he puts a fucking $300 check in front of me. And I literally did like a pesky, like, you gonna embarrass me, make me look like a schmuck in front of my friends?
You should have clobbered him over the head with a bottle.
Hey, you wanted me to christen his kid to split. $7 grand I charge. He gave me a fucking $300 check, and I'm like, what? He goes, yes, I took off the ice cream. Like ice cream or something. Something was free, and it made it worse.
I've gone there many, many times with many, many people, and I have never, ever gotten a break on the check.
I went in there
Ever.
one time. I got a free dessert. That's why I never went back.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, but he's always like talking it up, like he owns it, and come on in, I'll wine you, I'll dine you.
Yeah,
like,
you think.
Says, he doesn't sweat you. He's like, hey, if you feel like it, come down. You go down, boom, there's appetizers on your table by the time your ass hits the seat.
Oh, with Joey, you leave with more money than you came in with.
Sunday,
amazing.
Sunday, you picked up a check for 9 of us, Joey.
Yeah.
9 of us. I was just looking for a slight break.
Well, you can do that when you work in construction.
There you
That's
go.
right. In the
you
sanitation business.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear you. I never got a break. I kept going back many times because it was really good food, but, you know, what are you going to do?
Really good food, French food, fags.
Was French food, but...
Hey, Jay, someone
Good stuff.
from Wagbag, they don't forget anything. They want to know if you were begging to try to get on Howard's show, because Howard made a whole deal about that.
If I what?
Howard went off on a whole rant about you, saying that you were trying to beg to be on his show.
No.
You badmouthed him in an interview. Jay badmouthed him in an interview. Bashed him.
Right, and then Howard claimed that you were begging to get on the show.
Well, he was saying... I think.
Hey, I don't beg for nobody.
I think it
Oh,
was
wait, I got the clip.
of Howard?
Yeah.
All right, let's listen.
This is the beauty of the new show, Jay. We get to play all these clips.
We play whatever we want.
That calls
I
Howard.
know what did happen is,
Hold on.
sorry, I was rinsing my mouth up. I had phone calls from friends telling me that he was talking about me, and then I clicked over and listened, and Gary was suggesting me as a guest, and Howard said, no, because I don't know what I would talk to him about. And it was like really like boring, and I turned it.
Well, here it is. Here's the clip.
Hey, Mitch, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that Jay Moore ripped off one of your bits on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
What do you do?
He was actually breathing while he was telling one of his jokes.
Oh, very funny. Very funny. The guy bashed him. Nailed him. He walked right into it.
Yeah, the guy Howard's all happy thinking he's got one of these stupid rip me off things again.
He was actually breathing.
Did you hear
I
that, Jay?
invented that, Robin.
That's awesome. Let me tell you about Marconi, Robin. Anthony, you do great, Howard. That makes me happy when you do it.
Thank you, Jay Moore.
It continues. Listen.
Telling one of his jokes, kind of like you do. I think you invented that.
Hey, Jay, why don't you stop calling the show? You're not coming on ever.
Also, at this point, Howard thinks...
Oh, yeah, I did hear this. And I was like, is this guy delusional? I think my call is myself.
Of course. I forgot to... Yeah, Howard thinks he's talking to Jay Moore. That's what makes this so
Are
beautiful.
you kidding?
Yeah, now we got to start over. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the guy sounds so much like me.
What a lunatic.
Hey, Mitch, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that Jay Moore ripped off one of your bits on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
What do you do?
He was actually breathing while he was telling one of his jokes, kind of like you do. I think you invented that.
Hey, Jay, why don't you stop calling the show? You're not coming on ever.
Oh,
You think
my
you'd have
God.
more to do.
Yeah.
Do you think he's serious?
Isn't Jay the comic who tried for years to get on our show and then trashed me on the Opie and Anthony show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, F him.
He stood on the side of the MTV Awards.
Yeah.
He stood there, not unlike Jim Carrey 10 years earlier, just waiting to get on the show.
Yeah, some Jim got on and Jay didn't.
Right.
And so,
Oh,
you
you
know,
want me like I'm a loser like Jim Carrey. Remember we did Jim Carrey, boss?
You're a loser like the guy that makes 20 mil a picture.
I can't take it anymore. Like every once in a while, I like the show, but I just can't take. I mean, I know like they all get paid to agree with them, but it gets to a point where it's just awful.
Yeah, how about once in a while, just not agreeing with the guy?
Yeah, we were saying that earlier, man.
Yeah, the blacks don't want to work, Robin. I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
You think he'd have better things to do than call a show? He does, because that isn't him. Jesus Christ, you
Let me
idiot.
hear it again. That guy sounds nothing like me. He sounds like one of my uncles.
It continues.
And so, boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo.
So after being a super fan, he trashes me because he's got no goddamn convictions or morality
You
or anything.
hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I hurt his feelings because he's such a scary talent. Now he's doing Star Search.
No, I'm having sex with Nicky Cox, you heeb.
God damn. He's right about the morality, though.
Yeah, you don't have any morality, that's
Yeah.
for sure. But Jesus, you're having a good time though.
Wow.
Oh.
What a tool.
It continues.
Now he's doing Star Search. Great. Good luck.
By the way, I have to take back what I said about that show. I watched the rest of it. It was abominable.
All right.
Boy, New York comedians were really bad.
Really?
Oh, my goodness.
How good's a comedian going to be on television where you're not allowed to say anything? I mean, seriously, think
Well,
about
they
it.
did do some bleeping, but,
Yeah.
man.
And bleeping always makes everything funny.
Well, it made Ozzy funny, so
Yeah.
I guess the comedians thought it would help them.
He sounds
Right.
grumpy and tired.
Oh, always.
Always.
Bah,
He's just
bah.
calling it in at this point. Sirius has no idea how bad that deal really is. They have no clue yet.
His $500 million deal. Jesus. Just be
Yeah,
nice.
I don't understand how they're going to make that work.
That's some serious cash. Man, you got to give him that. Making some
Opie?
real money.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Jay.
Oh.
Are you like?
Did he get us?
Are you getting me?
I think he
No.
got.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was the reverse silent game.
Yes.
Opie, no more, I don't know, no more Sandy?
No, we're done too. Seems
All right.
Yeah, Jay. Well, dude, you got Nikki. Well, honestly, I don't even care. I mean, yeah, it's over. It's over. Seemed like it was a tough time off for everybody. It seems like she broke up with me 5 weeks after we got canceled. So I
Because probably the first time you ever had to talk to each other.
No shit. I lost my career and my chick all within like a month and a half. Yeah. We were coming. Home. I mean, I knew we had problems, and we were coming home from Montreal, and I looked over at her and I go, "Wow, you're just not into this anymore." She goes, "Yeah, you're right."
Wow, really? Was that how it happened?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Ouch.
Is she seeing anybody now?
I don't know. I don't really care.
I don't
no,
care.
I wasn't saying
Robin.
for me. I was, but I mean.
What?
What?
I've been having a fine time since, so I don't really care. And then Dice, his whole thing broke up. And then Barry Williams, his marriage broke up.
Dice and Barry Williams were going out. I didn't know that.
The Barry Williams one, I'm scared to call him another friend of the show, but that thing sounds a little too strange to get into. Because I knew the Williams pretty well from hanging out in L.A. I've hung with them a bunch of times, and then when they came to New York, they seemed like a very, very happy couple. And then it makes the tabloids that they're getting a divorce and that she wants full custody and she only wants a nanny around when Barry sees his own son.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, wow, something really bad had to happen there.
Yeah, because the son's 16. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
So we haven't gotten to the bottom of that one. I don't know if we ever will, but.
Well, you should just have all your friends that are getting divorced on the show.
Well, no, I mean, it's unbelievable, You, Barry, Dice.
But you know what makes up for it all? Voss is getting married.
Me, right? My relationship broke up. Ben's.
Yeah, Ben's did.
Ben's did. Steve's will.
Steve.
He just doesn't know it yet.
How many martinis?
Black Earl and his dungeon master.
Black Earl.
Earl. I haven't had a relationship.
Well, you're a smart man, I guess.
I settle down with a different girl every night, man.
Yeah, don't pay any more religious
Hey, but it sounds much nicer in Italian.
Yeah, you know what? I had
one dog looking one way, one looking the other, guy in the middle saying, "What do you want from me?"
Hey, was I sounding out, honey?
Jay, I had a really weird 2 years, I got to tell you, man. It was weird.
Well, tell us now.
Well, I've brought up most of them. It started with, before we got fired, like a month before we got fired, my grandma died, who was like a mother figure to me, okay? So she dies. Then
That's not funny.
No, I know. Then I lose the career. Then I lost the long-term chick. Then my my best friend moves to L.A. Then my uncle drops. And then I lost my dad 4 days after we signed this contract. Like just one after another. My whole life got completely turned upside down.
The listeners are home on their soundboards hitting the laugh thing to get back at you.
That's terrific.
That's terrific.
All right, I could do it to myself, There you go.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
I must say I like that laugh, but I do kind of miss the Cape Fear one, and the short car crash is infinitely better than the long car crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So look it up.
Which one's the short car crash?
That's this one.
I agree. That's by far. What's the long one?
We had one a while ago, the old one from the old show that just went on and on.
Oh, I like this one. Yeah.
Big wreck.
Yeah, this one's great because there's that airbag pop.
Yeah, yeah, you do hear that.
Oh my God, we're looking at Nikki Cox's pictures from FHM.
Jesus.
Wow.
Good
She's all right.
God.
She's all right.
Good God, man.
She's all right.
That's
a nice little top she's got on. Is that in the laundry pile
like, these
at
guys
home?
are the best. And it'll be like during like an awful patch of the show. I'm like, no, seriously, they really are.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
Uncle Johnny's got a dildo in her mouth. No, seriously, these guys are really funny.
When they're not doing that, they're pretty clever, pretty entertaining. Look at us all just catching up. It's been way too long, Jay.
Certainly has.
Oh, Bubby.
So.
All right, Jim, West Palm Improv this weekend, right?
I will be there Thursday through Saturday, and I'm telling you, I'm really going to have some good jokes for the crowd.
There you go.
What kind of material do you do? That's always my favorite question.
Yeah, where do you get your ideas?
Well, funny you should bring it up. I don't have a joke for that, but I set someone else up for it.
Well, Norton will be in West Palm. Jay Moore will be in Nikki Cox, and.
Norton, are you the one that hates when people say, am I remembering correctly when you say laugh out loud?
LOL.
LOL, yeah, drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It makes me, I don't know if you've said all this before, so if you have, stop me. But when people type that, I want to fucking smash my keyboard. Like, I'm really supposed to believe that you're typing and laughing maniacally every fifth sentence.
Worse than that is the image of someone rolling on the floor laughing.
I only want to see that if their fucking apartment is on fire and they're trying to survive. Or LMAO laughing my ass off. Yuck.
Maybe you can give me some free tickets, huh?
Yeah, I'll come by tomorrow, LOL. It's like, what the fuck is funny about that?
I'll come by tomorrow.
No, I won't. Yeah, it's
Just
awful.
kidding. Wink, semicolon, and the fucking smaller than sign.
Makes me sick. JK. Ugh.
What's that?
That's just kidding.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, you type, and then you have to type back GA. That's the response.
And
Get-
what was that?
Get AIDS.
A big bucket of AIDS, like chum.
All right,
What's
Jade.
Connor up to these days, Jim?
Who's that?
Connor?
Lil Connor?
Oh, you were listening to all that too, huh? What a
My
hit
favorite
that was.
the T-shirt that said "Dad's little chum."
His little chum. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, we went through quite the phase.
And the Ramon promos is probably the lowest you guys have ever gotten.
Ramon.
Love that one.
From the listeners.
Oh, I know. That was bad.
With that, like, God of Thunder synthesizer voice.
Just awful, cheesy voice that was on there. Really bad. Yeah.
Another day outside under the blue sky. Ramon, give me your thumb. Like, it didn't even make sense.
Didn't make sense. Oh, that was
So
awful.
you guys, who answered the phone? Eric?
Danny.
Danny.
We got a whole new. We pretty much have a whole new crew that works for us too.
Danny? How's that
Danny?
mow my lawn?
No answering the phones. That's the important thing.
We
Well, the world needs pitch stickers.
we got rid of a bunch of people and brought in some new blood there, Jay.
All right, well, tell him I'm in the hood now. I'm calling.
All right. Yeah, we moved Steve up and we moved Ben up. Stinky's working somewhere else, doing very well, and there you have it.
And Rick Delgado's in the unemployment line humming the Tsunami song.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
A tree right through her head.
Jay, we're on satellite radio and we're paranoid every day. That guy, the first chance he got, went right for the thing that would get you fired.
Screaming chinks. Hello.
And
I
he
loved
lived.
in the press release when it listed all the people's names that got laid off and fined. It was like Lady Diva X.
Yeah.
And
I guess he was on like a Hot 97 type program.
Yeah, a hip hop station.
Todd
so-
Lynn got in big trouble for that, too. He lost everything, man. He had a deal with ABC or some network he lost. Todd lost.
Who?
You know Todd Lynn, black comic?
No.
He was on 97, but that Tsunami song. He was the guy that said I'm going to go shoot Asians.
Great.
Yeah, he
Good
lost
one.
everything.
All right.
And the Grease Man's back, right?
Is he?
Really?
Yeah, he's doing something
Oh,
somewhere.
he's terrific.
Is he on commercial radio or is still just buying time? Because I know he buys time. Like he goes to a radio station and goes, I need about 2 hours of programming time for the Greaseman Show. And then he pays for it. And then he goes out to businesses and sells airtime, sells his own time to try to recoup the money. So you go out to the local chicken place or, yeah, Popeye's a fried chicken. Go down there and get a wingy. and there he is hawking goods to try to pay for the airtime that he bought. So it's like an infomercial, but it's his show that he puts commercials on.
Oof.
Why
Kind
would
of
he do
brilliant,
that?
actually.
It
Yeah.
really is clever. I'm an evil genius here. Not bad. At
Hey,
least
guys,
he's back.
listen.
Yeah.
Yes, Jay. He did
got
get
us
us. That was a good one. Hey, guys, listen. And we listened. That was a good one. You got to give it to him.
That was a very, very funny phone call. Jay was on fire today, man.
That was good.
Fucking Chris Penn and Keitel.
Very
Perfect
funny.
as that.
Well, slowly but surely getting the band back together.
Yeah. Very funny.
I said some bad things about Jay, but I was-
Well, you love Jay, man. You were
I'm
you were
just-
hurt because you didn't call in. It's
No.
why did the guy kind of abandon the show? You were hurt. It wasn't that you don't like Jay.
definitely pissed off that we didn't get him on sooner. That's all. Same with Dice. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
People say things. They lash out when they're wounded or hurt. That's all
Well,
it is. It's like a relationship.
Say things you later want to take back.
Jay,
Yeah.
Jay, if you're still listening, I'm sorry.
Aw.
You wounded me.
Jay was very nice to me when I was in L.A. and doing Last Comic Standing and in New York.
All right, cool.
He was very good.
Unlocked and free for the masses. This is the worst of O&A.
So nice not having to bleep out the curse word.
On XM's High Voltage. What a stupid name. O&A.
They're Opie and Anthony Interlocular. Wow. So, okay. I don't know this. XM Satellite Radio's Bruce Kelly here with another Opie and Anthony Interlocular.
The worst of O&A.
New freaks that are showing up from the XM Nation. Ones that aren't part of the regular crew.
Well, we got Jim, the guy that got hit by a boat.
Yeah. He was hit in the head with a boat when he was a teen. He's in his 30s now, I guess, and he's just a mess.
I don't mean to laugh, but
he's trying to get laid, and he can't make that work out for him. He's got all kinds of problems with his vision, and he just decided to call one day and let everybody know that that's what his life is all about.
But he has a good nature. He has a good nature, and he touched boobies a couple weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago. I was very happy for him. But yeah, you get people like that. Wheelchair Fred, who we've known for years since the old Boston days, he's rejoined the show on the phone, and that's just a nightmare. And then various girls that have come up into the studio, things like that. Yeah, we get a constant little rotation of freaks that come through.
Let's not forget Pat from Moonachie.
Pat from Moonachie, the guy that won the eggnog drinking competition and then puked it all up into a big garbage pail. Diabetic, he lost a little toe. Diabetes.
300 pounds diabetic with rosacea. A real enchanting group of people we get on this fucking awful show.
Isn't it great?
Just makes us feel better about ourselves, you know.
Big fat bald man with a red face. Slappable.
9 toes.
9 toes.
Oh, that last one just toppling off his foot, looking like a raisinette.
It plinked around in his sock like a little pebble when you're at the beach.
My shoe. Oh, it's a toe.
Call tow truck.
When does the National WOW Tour happen? Nationwide, in a giant tour bus.
Well,
coast to coast.
Depending on when they're hearing our voices, it might have begun already. Because April was the official kickoff of WOW.
April is really the first month of WOW. For us here in New York. Around the country, some places, nice and warm. But here in New York, we like spring when it's nice and warm and the girls can start wearing something lighter, easier accessibility. And then guys put the WOW on the vehicle. It's a sticker you can get from sending a self-addressed stamped envelope here to our studios at
111 West 57th Street, New York, 10019.
And then you put the sticker on your car, or you can just write WOW in the dirt in the back of your truck or something. And girls that are familiar with this program and WOW, they drive up, they see the WOW, they drive up next to you, and as you're driving your commute home, maybe you're stuck in traffic, you turn your head, and all of a sudden there's a chick flashing you. And you go, why? Why is she? Oh, yeah. I had a WOW on the vehicle. And you realize you've just been wowed. Whip them out Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Are you planning a national tour? Do you want to do that?
National tour?
Sure.
We ought to do our road shows to get those things back in order. We need a few more freaks, a few more interesting freaks before we take it out on the road. But, yeah, WOW kind of is something that just happens. We don't have to be there. It doesn't have to be a special occasion kind of thing. It just happens on your commute home. That's what makes it so easy. But as far as things like us touring and stuff, yeah, we love doing that. We'll do it eventually. Hit the market.
Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony on XM 202 High Voltage.
This is when the O&A Army attacked the Tony Danza message board, Anthony.
No message board is safe when the O&A Army is unleashed upon it. It is a battalion of mongoloids we send out to battle our battles. Whether it's message boards, other radio shows, we have them call in and just disrupt the show. They are what we love to call pests.
Pests. Just pests. And I remember this was one of the hardest I have laughed since we've been on the air. I fucking howled.
It's some of the clever little names they come up with to post on these message boards.
And you just know how obnoxious they're being and how repulsed other people are by reading it.
Right. Look for many appearances by Lil Connor Peterson.
Yeah.
At this point, why don't we plug a couple of the message boards? We love whackbag.com.
Whackbag.
Cringehumor.net.
OpieAnthony.net. Oh, my God.
OAvirus.com. FuckJimmy.com.
WowFans.com.
EatABullet.com.
Well, that's
your
site.
No. That's a big message board site.
Oh.
They can go to Whackbag from there.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
So, everyone wants the Tony Danza update, Anthony.
Oh.
Yesterday, once again, we went to the line of people that were waiting to get into the Tony Danza show.
Yes.
Anthony does an amazing Tony Danza impression.
Oh, thank you.
He didn't even know he could do it, but one day he tried it, and it worked.
You just got to sound stupid.
Right. And so we've been messing with the line ever since we started on XM Satellite Radio from time to time, and these stupid rubes, pretty much from the Midwest, were believing they were actually talking to Tony Danza, and then Tony Danza would get really rude and outrageous
and ruin their little image of Tony Danza.
Basically asked the old rubes for BJs before the show so Tony could relax.
You think they're freaking out over there right now, listening, going, uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
They might be coming to the line again.
So yesterday it got ugly. You know, we were doing another one. I think it was our 4th maybe. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, Eric was ready to leave, and pretty much he said there's a huge security guard there that won't let him leave.
Yes.
Was knocking the phone out of his hand, and then Eric was trying to call the show, and then he's hanging up the phone, then he grabbed the phone away from him, and he had Eric, he was holding Eric.
Yes.
And supposedly they called the cops, and got very, very ugly yesterday. We were on the phone with cop friends, and
just trying to have a little fun, right?
Master Poe wanted to run over there and break someone's neck.
Yeah, he was very, very upset, let's just say.
I've heard he's been told that he's not allowed to call the cops.
Oh, really?
Well, he gets a little excited because he's trying to protect us. I understand that.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't a 911 type call.
So the update, Eric, come in here real fast. Or you could talk from there if you want. What?
I think he was saying he can't talk from there.
Oh, okay.
For some reason. Oh, Flaming Steve has taken his place at the helm.
Well, for some reason, they can't hear that mic over the air, so...
Oh, all right.
It's going to be like a sauna after he's in there with that shirt for a couple of minutes.
It's like a steam room now in there. So, Eric, I guess we all decided not to press charges and not to call the police and get them involved, right? Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with it. That's what I was advised to do, and I agree with it.
Advised?
So.
Really?
Yeah. I had a couple of phone calls yesterday after the show, and it was advised that we don't do that.
Some police officers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we would look kind of silly.
We would look silly.
And nerdy.
We need something really good if we're going to, involve the cops.
Right.
Something like just a little shoulder shaking.
All the crap we get away with, we can handle if one of our guys gets slightly roughed up.
Yeah,
right?
That's fine. Yeah, I had no problem with it.
Okay.
Roughed up.
My only problem is now we can't work the line anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We will.
Yeah. That's why we're smart.
All right.
Just when you think it's over, Johnny, you watch what happens next.
All right, good.
Jason, go ahead.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, you going to continue the bit? Because that's definitely worth a delay.
Yeah, we got some ideas. We might take it to the next level.
Sweet, because, to sit there and listen to those friggin' clowns go, oh, woo, oh, and she's screaming in her shorts, it's just classic.
Yeah, I got a backup plan, actually.
Sweet.
I kind of know that area. I got a backup plan.
You guys suck.
All right, thank you, Jason. So, yeah, that's the update pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And we should go right into the applause breaks. This is one of our favorite things to do on the new show, Anthony.
Oh, when we're done with the show here, at the end of the show, we turn on the Tony Danza show. And he comes out, and before he does his monologue, or as he's doing his monologue, we count how many applause breaks there are. These rubes that come to see him will clap at anything. The drop of Tony's hat, and they're clapping. And we're amazed at the nonsense that comes out of his mouth and the applause that it gets from the audience.
And this is only one show. Every day there's about 10 to 12 applause breaks for stupid crap.
Yeah.
Absolutely stupid crap that means nothing.
Nothing.
And this is what makes good TV these days, I guess.
I guess so.
So here's today's Tony Danza applause breaks. We'll stop after each one. We'll start with this.
And thanks for tuning in at home. That was my son outside putting up the wreath with us. My little... I had him on my shoulders for a while, and then I realized the last time he was on my shoulders he was 4. So, kind of crazy. How's everyone? I hope everyone's okay. Yeah, you enjoy it?
Oh.
Nice to see you all.
Stop. Oh. My son... last time he was on my shoulders, he was 4.
Yeah.
How is everyone today? Good? Just chop meat hands when they leave.
And here's another one.
And then
nothing.
I got some mixed olives. I threw the olives in there, too. Let them go for a while. And then I put in the tilapia. The tilapia was laying in there and came out fabulous. I mean, really. So that's my new dish now. It's called tilapia with olives. Tilapia.
Oh, my God. They're clapping at that, and he milked it. He was trying so hard to get him. Tilapia and olives. Tilapia.
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 They're applauding a fish.
Hey, tilapia pussy would be fantastic right now. Tilapia.
Is that what tilapia is, a fish?
Yeah, it's, I think so.
He goes into these Guido Dago cooking things. He is I swear to God, he is the equivalent of if a black guy gets on TV and just starts going, well, the lordy, where be my watermelon?
All right, so you're saying he's very typical Tony Danza.
Yes. He is. He's like, it's so stereotypical Dago Wop things.
He's German-Irish.
Listen here, my Kraut McFriend.
Listen to this one.
There's talk of a bread intervention at my house. Because Pugliese are going like crazy. I'm eating like a madman. I'm leading the no low carb diet. That's me. I'm going the other way.
What? See, everyone else is on the low-carb diet, so...
I'm doing the no-low-carb
So Tony,
diet.
who doesn't have an ounce of fat on him, he's pretty much saying that he's out of control, he's eating bread, and he's going to start this new revolution, the no-carb... What did he say?
No low-carb.
No low-carb diet.
And along with my diet, my complete... I'm off any kind of talent for my whole life. I've been dieting, and I haven't touched talent in quite a while.
The funny part about that, then they show the crowd, and they're all fat pigs.
Yeah, big slobs.
And if Tony says it's okay to eat bread, we're going to eat bread now again.
Right, Tony said.
Tony doesn't eat bread. Tony works out like an animal,
like
probably.
An animal,
he probably has dietitians. He probably counts every single calorie.
Sure.
Yeah, Tony's stuffing his face with bread. Of course he is. And then he has
intervention.
Then he has the nerve to face these fat pigs. They're all just fat pigs. And when they show the audience shot, and he's trying to tell them that he's gaining a little weight.
Yeah.
As these ladies have their hands rested on their bunts, waiting to applause again.
On their bunts, applause.
I am a little bit heavy. We have Nikki Kimbrough here today. I am. I'm a little over. You could just feel it. It's just a little. You know how things.
No, Tony.
I'm not gonna let you see, lady.
And they're applauding over
More
that.
applauding.
You know where he's overweight? In the front of that Spider-Man costume.
Big
That's
hog.
where the weight was coming from on Halloween.
A big hog.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling a little, you
A
can
little
feel it.
bloated.
No, Tony,
no,
no.
not you.
No.
You're a superhero.
How bittersweet for him. He knows that he could just grab any one of those women and just but look at them. Just look at them. That's his life.
And our life is better?
Yeah,
Have you seen who comes to see us? All guys.
No, we get
all guys.
We get porn stars that we can go
Pay
home
to
with
fuck.
for $1,000.
All right. Well, now, here's an applause break for laundry, Anthony.
What?
Laundry.
And so I just want to tell you all, I'm happy with my laundry. I don't know why I told that story.
I'm happy with my laundry.
I mean it, though.
And that gets an applause break. Well, look how long it's going.
Oh, they're just excited.
Yeah, I'm happy with my, my housekeeper washes the skid marks out now. I had flu underwear laying on the floor, and she came over and cleaned it up, picked it up with her bare hands. It was amazing. Unbelievable. They were applauding
I was with you.
his laundry.
Yeah. This is my favorite one, and the last one for today.
All
There's
right.
another 5, but this one is just amazing.
She's not the only one with fans in prison, though. I want to say hello to all my friends at my fans and friends at Rahway.
Friends.
I know you're watching. I got it was on the message board that I have fans at Rahway Prison. They watch it Rahway every day. I'm so.
Rahway.
Yeah.
Speaking of that message board, the gang from our message board, whackbag.com, has completely taken over the thing.
Oh, yeah, they went to the
yeah.
Tony Danza message board and just trashed
And
it.
what? OpieAnthony.net, right? Okay, OpieAnthony.net, another message board. They've completely taken it over.
Trash.
The O&A
Tony
Army.
Danza message
The
board.
O&A Army were a little pissed off how Sex Bagel was treated, so they took it upon themselves. We didn't say it, and they just went for a major attack on the message board.
You could just see those rubes that want to write, I enjoy your program, Tony. You are what? And they're just being called the C word.
Oh, it's just ugly over there right now.
Screen names like Norton's Beef Tits.
Yeah.
That's actually somebody's email name, Norton's Beef Tits.
We had Howard Stern's message board shut down because he couldn't take the abuse, and now I guarantee the Tony Danza thing is going to be shut down as well.
I'm shutting it down.
Yes, Sex Bagel.
I'll email you guys the links, but I went on there last night to the Tony Danza board.
Yeah.
They swap recipes. They talk about experiences about sitting in the audience. And, like, I'm going to go to this show. Let's all meet up at some place before the show and introduce each other.
All these ladies. His message board or ours?
I was going to say.
that sounds a lot like our message board.
I've seen the same post on whackbag.com.
Hey, you're going to Cleveland?
Yeah, before the Passion of O.A., let's all meet at Fridays. I've seen it.
Yeah, same thing.
Why don't we get one of the interns to get some of the better slams from the Tony Danza message board, if we can. So anyway, he's...
Why is he thanking... prison?
He's thanking the gang at Rahway.
At Rahway?
In between dropping the soap, I guess these guys were listening to watching Tony Danza in the weight room.
And he was serious. It wasn't like a joke or anything.
Oh,
He's seriously thanking prisoners.
She's not the only one with fans in prison, though. I want to say hello to all my friends at my fans and friends at Rahway. I know you're watching. I got was on the message board. I have fans at Rahway Prison. They watch it Rahway every day. I'm so.
Hey,
there it is.
Watch my segment about. I'm going to do a segment on making a shank out of Italian bread. For all my friends, they should tune into that one. If there's any trouble out in the yard, you could stab them with a piece of stale Italian bread, huh? Mamma mia. I want to thank my good friend Scott Peterson out there. Had a little trouble, little run-in with the law. I'm not I got a ticket once, so I understand. I want to thank Scott. Thoughts and prayers with your wife and little Connor. Thoughts and prayers.
Hope everything works out for you.
Yeah, I hope everything goes well. My friends and fan, my friend and fan, Scott Peterson. Merry Christmas to you, Scott. What are you going to get, little Connor? Another cinder block? Get him one of those little, maybe a little fishing set. You can take him fishing with you. Oh, you did already. I want to thank Robert Chambers, the preppy killer. I want to say hi. And, thoughts and prayers out to you. A big fan of the show. I want to say hello to everybody at the... Cambridge Institution for the Criminally Insane. Got a lot of fans over there. I hear they're replacing shock therapy with the Tony Danza show.
That's a good one.
And they're complaining. Duh. I just want to say hello to Michael Jackson. I hear he's having some problems. And, I also want to say hi to all my good friends and fans at NAMBLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association. What's wrong with a little man-boy love? Thoughts and prayers to all the kid lovers. Hey, I just want to say... hello to all my shit dick fans. All the shit dicks out there. Thoughts and prayers.
Hope the tests come back negative.
I hope your T-cell count's higher than my ratings. Hey, sarcoma. Sounds like an Italian dish, doesn't it? Thoughts, prayers, hello, all my fans.
Yeah, why is he thanking Rahway?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a Tony Danza thing to do.
No.
Really, prisoners. That's the anti-Tony Danza thing. That's the bad stuff you don't really want to acknowledge that's out there on a fun show like the Tony Danza show.
All right.
Oh, we'll be back. Hey, I want to say hello. And thank you to all my friends and fans, Catholic priests. Just want to say hi to all them. Oh, I thanked NAMBLA already. I'm sorry.
No trouble with the priest.
By the way,
Careful, Eric.
that's my new bit.
What bit, Opie?
When the devil just pops out of me.
I like that.
Oh, talking will be back.
Ooh, it's kind of the devil distorts that microphone quite a bit, doesn't he?
That's
devilish of you.
That's what makes the bit good.
Oh, we got a couple?
Thank you. Oh, we have some already? What do you got? Are these the... Can we just read them right off, or we have to find them off this sheet?
Well, the top one says, I've heard that Tony likes to meet a few fans before the show to help him relax. Anyone know?
How to be a lucky fan...
Fan dances?
See, I guess the printer's still not working right? It's still...
And then someone, Sweet Midnight, writes, he meets the fans when commercials are on. I was on his show a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so it goes one of ours, one of theirs, one of ours.
Oh, my God, it's so true. Last month, it was my neighbor Leslie's birthday, and she got to see Tony's show. Jealous. I'm so jealous.
What?
She was online with her friend Deborah. Someone who works there came outside with a phone, and guess what? Tony was on the line. Deborah got to talk to him. Yeah, but the person that wrote that one is Thoughts and Prayers. You just know it's one of our assholes. And then someone writes, did she get to go backstage? Get on her knees and pray with Tony? She took a picture with him and his mule.
And he asked her to go out after the show.
And then Sweet Midnight writes, you guys have nothing better to do than post gross posts. Clean up the act a bit, will you, please? And then Thoughts and Prayers go, Miss, may I inquire as to what you find so gross in this thread? Wow, I just noticed you have over 3,000 posts. You must be his biggest fans.
Do you go to the show a lot? Is there any more?
Any more? I don't know. Well, Spider-Man's junk is chiming in.
I think you... Oh, man, I wish I could have had the opportunity to pray with Tony like Deborah did. She took it, the lovely thing. God bless her heart.
God bless her heart. Wow, guys, the Tony Danza...
See, the printer still is messed up, huh?
It's cutting off half the posts.
And that's when... whatever.
You don't need that on a live radio show, though, when you got to go to the... Why would you? Who cares if the bit flows?
Okay.
I would love some of your pasta and clam sauce. And then Hoo Hoo Howie writes, the internet is for porn. A bunch of tools.
What does that mean, the internet is for porn? What is that?
I don't know. What is that?
Why would somebody write that?
The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. Me up all night hugging me horn. You porn, porn, porn.
Oh, can we read these?
Shit Dick. It's Shit Dick's post. Does anyone know if Tony is bi by any chance? I'd really like to. Oh, I wouldn't ever really get the chance with him, but I would love to try to meet him. Spider-Man Junk writes, Mr. Shit, I don't think that the beloved Tony is bisexual. Have you seen the way he dances?
That is pure choreography of a blank homosexual. Whatever.
And then this post by Lil Connor Peterson, followed up by a post from Old Gravy Leg.
You guys rock. Lil Connor Peterson writes, I don't know, but I know I'll never get old to find out if I'm gay or not. Holy crap.
And then Old Gravy Leg writes, Mr. Danza is Connor's godfather. To the Italian people, this is a very religious and sacred bond. Oh, you guys are assholes. That is so funny. Old Gravy Leg.
Oh, it's so...
Oh, they're killing this message board.
God, is that funny?
Lil Connor Peterson.
L-I-L?
L-I-L.
L-I-L.
Not little. It's Lil.
Oh, they're coming in like crazy. There seems to be lots and lots of posts.
Holy shit.
What's this one? I don't see any.
This is an example of what they talk about when.
Oh yeah,
these are just the
recipes.
regular people.
Yeah, they're just talking about recipes. And
they want recipes because
they want the Thanksgiving recipes, but now that Thanksgiving's over, they can't get them.
Can you print
All
for
right.
me recipes?
Well, we'll get more as the show goes on.
Their names
We
are
gotta
so
fix-
goddamn
God.
funny.
And you know how long that message board is not going to last for long. They're going to ruin it for someone else.
We got
Now with the likes of shit dick posting.
Can we figure out how to print these up better, or? I figured out because the bit doesn't flow when we got to try to figure out what they're saying.
Godfather.
Hey, this is the game Triple H. You are listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Opie, we got more messages off of the Tony Danza message board. One, Angela loves Tony's mule. Is mad at Anal Fissure. Saying, please change your name. I like this one here. What is Tony's real name? Does anyone know? And then somebody writes, Tony Danza's real name is Antonio Salvatore Ladanza, although there's been an argument as to whether his real first name is Antonio or Anthony. And then Tony Rules writes, I hear his real name is Ben Sparks. Can anyone confirm this?
Our own Ben Sparks.
I heard Tony is going to be playing a part on the next Sopranos season. Anyone know what part this might be? And Angela loves Tony's mule, writes, I hope Tony plays the part of a farmer. Maybe then we can all see his mule. Will'd you blow me? The names are great. I want to know if maybe Tony can give some cleaning tips. I have these stains on my mattress and all over my bathroom that I just can't get out. Any suggestions? Looking forward to hearing from you, Ben Sparks. Oh, God. Big duties, Ben.
What is that? Is that somebody's?
Wait. You know, going back to cleaning up the mess though. There's a few responses. Club Soda Kenny always works for me, fella. Makes me want to skip around. It works so well. You use Club Soda Kenny to clean it out. And then he writes, yeah, but Club Soda leaves a big stain, a big stupid stain, big and stupid. Even if the Club Soda is indeed handsome.
And a new one that I just read, one of my favorite names, saying, if anyone needs advice on how to clean the ring around the bathtub, let me know. I'll share my secret. And that's from Yates Party of Five.
Oh, my God.
You people are scumbags. Yates Party of Five.
All right, Aunt.
Ring around the tub.
We have more.
We
have more of these racist, silly songs to play.
Sensitive people.
5 little candles blown out too soon.
God damn, people are brutal. Love it.
We can't even move on because Norton's
just laughing his ass off. These are really funny.
Oh, they're hilarious. You missed this one, Ed.
Oh, I did?
When you were reading the thing about, this was from Old Gravy Leg, and it said, this is the one you wrote, hey, Tony, I was wondering if you could give me some cleaning tips. I have the stains in the mattresses in the bathroom I can't get out. And it says, looks forward to hearing from you, Ben. But then it says, P.S. I have a great recipe for beef jerky that you could use on the cooking segment. It's called Ben's Herky Jerky. Oh,
just pick up every little thing from the show. God damn, are they funny.
All right.
New name on the Tony Danza message board, Tony's Taint. Welcome. Welcome, Tony's Taint, to the message board.
This is from Connor Peterson.
Jim is obsessed
He said,
with the Peterson
Dad showed
trial.
Mom who's the boss. He took her fishing.
Oh, my God.
Who's the boss?
He's turning red. Look at Jim. He's red. Animals. Complete creeps.
The virus is now free.
I'm an ass.
Because nobody would pay for a virus.
You better recognize
This is the worst of O&A. XM's High Voltage 202. O&A.
Opie and Anthony have approximately 127 people to make the show happen, and that doesn't include the asswipe.
The worst of O&A.
Frenchie is a legend on the O&A virus.
Yes, this is me, Frenchie, and I'm not a virus, but I am quite funny when I want to be.
How did you become part of the O&A virus?
Well, there was, 6-7 years ago when the guys was in the WNEW. I called up one day and I wanted to cook some rats for a Survivor show when the first Survivor show came out.
Cook some rats?
Yes, some guy brought some live rats and I called up to be the chef to cook them.
Are you a legitimate chef?
Yes, I am. I'm a French chef in a French restaurant near Upper West Side.
Cordon Bleu?
Not Cordon Bleu, but it's a bistro restaurant, but I trained in France, yes.
You were a legend on the Opie and Anthony show, and so far on XM I hear you've bombed. How come?
Well, one of the reasons is because they're there in the morning from 6 to 10, and I work nights.
They now have new hours, 7 to 11.
7 to 11, yes. That's a little bit better, but the thing is I work from 2 to 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. By the time I go home, I stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep. I don't get up before 12 or 11.
Describe Opie and Anthony in French to all the XM Nation.
Eh bien, le show de Opie and Anthony est super et il faut que ça continue tout le temps.
You have 30 seconds to now sell Opie and Anthony to all members of the XM Nation that have never heard them, but do it in English.
All right, guys, so you have to get it because it's the greatest show there is on the market. You got to get it. It's great. You could listen to this thing. It's unbelievable. You will piss your pants out. Even if a stupid foreigner can listen to it and like it and laugh its ass out, well, I don't know what you need. Just listen to it, you'll like it.
Frenchie is part of the O&A virus. Merci beaucoup. Bonsoir.
Merci beaucoup à vous et à la prochaine.
Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony on XM 202 High Voltage.
Yeah.
I don't really want to give away too much of this. I don't mind if the bit's played, but
let's just say this. This is a fine bit, and I get to show off the impression I do. I do a very good impression of an old TV character, and I think you'll enjoy it in this bit.
I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've been doing it for a while, and I'm kind of known for doing this impression.
All right.
Ooh, someone's getting a phone call.
That's not me.
Is that your phone, Jimmy?
It very rarely will ring. Let's see who this could be.
Why don't you answer it like you do that impression?
It's the Crazy X.
Stop it.
Hello? Hello?
He hung up on you.
It's not a he. I'm not a homo. It's a she. And that's also the most interesting thing this crazy bitch has said in 3 years. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Yeah, I remember this day. It's the whole Lost in Space thing, Dr. Smith clips. We've been on to Dr. Smith for a very long time. He's a pedophile, Lost in Space. So we kind of reviewed some of the old audio clips from Lost in Space. Dr. Smith playing some of the clips from the show.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
All right, what do you guys want to do next? Got a bunch of stuff to get to. We got the Lost in Space clips. Oh, dear. We've been obsessed with this for many years,
Young boys. We actually had, what was his name? Jonathan Harris?
Yeah.
Jonathan Harris. We had him on our show back at NEW. Remember that?
I
and
sure
he's
do.
another one that over the 2 years that we were off dropped dead. Dr. Zachary Smith from Lost in Space. We for years, God, from the time we hooked up to do radio, we've been goofing on the fact that he really comes off like a pedophile on Lost in Space with young William. There you had Penny, who was the sister, and then Judy, who was like the big blonde on the show. big torpedo tits she had on her.
A hot piece of ass.
Major West, though, was I think, having sex with her. But Dr. Smith never gave them a look. Young Penny and Judy, nothing. Barely talked with the adults. The adults would have nothing to do with him because he was just a screw-up. He would always try to sabotage things, and he was always wrecking things. No one ever had a conversation with Dr. Smith. It was just him talking with the young boy, young William, constantly going out on little outings. You know, everybody else, they'd land on some planet, and the rest of the crew, you know, the father there and Don West and would go out and do whatever they had to do. Yeah. They would work.
Collect food for the family.
The
work
ladies,
on the spaceship a little bit.
Yeah, the ladies would set up the hydroponic garden and start getting some food together for them. The guys would repair the ship or go out and see if they could find some kind of supplies that they need. And Dr. Smith, what was he doing? Just roaming around, climbing rocks with Will, looking around. William, come with me.
Looking for monsters.
Looking for monsters, oh dear.
And hoping that the rain would come.
The little game of Monster Rain under the Jupiter 2, yes.
Incidentally, that is where Jimmy Robinson's last name came from.
Right.
From Will Robinson.
From Will Robinson. You named him Jimmy Robinson because you thought Will Robinson was pretty cool?
Cool, yeah.
Because he hung out with an old man?
I don't remember.
Wow, this whole thing is getting deeper. I didn't know that.
Young Jimmy Norton, come with me. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Come with me, Jimmy Norton. And for some reason, the family had no problem with this, sending Will off with Dr. Smith, who pretty much almost got the entire family killed on a weekly basis. But I guess all was forgiven by the end of the episode. You play the music. Come on, Smith. Back in the ship, Smith. Instead of leaving him out there, you know, hog-tied. And invite him back in so they could land on another planet and he can romp around with their young son again.
So we're slowly but surely going through all the clips of the show.
Yeah.
How many years was it on?
Those shows back in the 60s were only on just a couple seasons. It just seems like they were on forever.
Well, not that long, but they pumped out a lot of episodes back then, too.
So we got like 10 really quick clips here.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is just overacting.
Yeah, it's just the way he ran around like a faggot. And it's weird, though. If you watch the first couple of episodes of Lost in Space, it's the mood is a lot darker, and it's not as camp and zany. You know, and Dr. Smith isn't this over-the-top Kansas City faggot that he turns into by the later part of the show. He's very evil, very dark and sinister, and he was there to sabotage the Jupiter 2. And then by the middle of this, not even the middle of the run, it was still like kind of the beginning of the run, they thought for some reason to just make him this over-the-top fag.
Flamboyant.
A queen. And he just runs around yelling and screaming like this.
Help me, dear. I'm wedged up here. Hurry up, Penny. I'm stuck. Penny, hurry up, dear. Help!
What is he stuck in?
Help! He's stuck in William's buttocks. It's so tight and hairless. Boy has a sweet face, doesn't he? Yes, he's wearing a flaming shirt. Young boy.
Hey, I got to go to the phone real fast. Say hi to Jeff in Illinois. Jeff, what's up?
Hey, man, this is Jeff from Danville.
Hey.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, I know you guys are talking about that Zachary Smith thinking he might be a pedophile and everything. I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but that kid that played young William has been doing pornos for a long time.
No.
Come on, really?
No.
I'm serious.
Where did you hear that, sir?
Well, I've been hearing it. The Chicago radio station talks about it all the time. I mean, they've been talking about it for like the last 10 years.
All right, stay on hold. Well, we gotta have some proof of that. I had no idea.
They put porno movies on Internet Movie Database, and there's no way. Billy Mummy, that's his name, Billy Mummy, and there's no. He never did porno. He's been in regular movies.
Is he still acting?
I think so. Not really a lot. Last thing I saw him in, he was in the Twilight Zone movie years ago when that came out.
What's he look
He
like
was
as
in
an
the
adult?
Anthony episode. Looks like he did as a kid, only grown up. Pretty odd.
I don't remember.
And he was like a co-writer on that old early '80s song Fish Heads. Remember Fish Heads?
Oh, really?
Fish Heads, Roly Poly Fish Heads. Yeah. He was like one of the
What was
writers
the name of the,
or something.
Barnes and Barnes.
Barnes and
Is
Barnes.
that who did that?
Fish.
Barnes!
Fish heads. Roly-poly fish heads. Fish
Yeah.
heads. Fish heads. Eat 'em up. Yum.
Yeah, he was one of the like writers of that. Billy Mummy. Billy Mummy. What has he done? Last thing he has listed here is in 1997 as Billy Mummy.
Yuck.
He was a voice. No, there's no. I don't see any porno.
They do list them on this?
Yeah, they list porno. You put in porno, like who's your buddy there from porno that we met the other day?
Oh God, which one?
You know, the one that we recognized.
Tom Byron.
Yeah, Tom Byron. Put his name in. Dude, the guy's got 1,200 movies. 1,200 movies.
These guys get more screen time than most Hollywood actors will ever get.
Wait, I want to hear Fish Heads real fast.
All right.
Oh.
Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, fish heads, fish heads, eat them up, yum. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, fish heads, eat them up, yum.
This would scare me. Smoking some pot when you're watching MTV back then. And it's creepy.
In the soup. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, fish heads, eat them up, yum.
Nah, he never did porno.
Fish head, anything you want to.
No.
They won't answer. They can't talk.
What were they thinking?
Nice buzz, dude.
Yeah, really.
A whole song about fish heads.
The kid from A Christmas Story that got his tongue stuck on the flagpole.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Mm-hmm. He went into porno. He was also in, what was it called? The Toy?
After that scene, how could you not?
Oh,
was that the kid that starred with Pryor and Gleason?
yeah.
He did porn?
He
Yeah.
ended up, he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does porno.
I think I met him a few times at Sober Dances or something like that in Jersey years ago, like early 90s. His name is Eric something?
Ooh, maybe. I got the site up. We'll check that out. Quickly. Eric Bates?
No, that was his name in the movie.
Scott Schwartz.
Okay.
Scott Schwartz. Yeah, Scotty's X-Rated Adventure. Dirty Bob's Excellent Adventure 36 and 35 he was in.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done porno.
Not exactly screen legends.
No, not exactly. But yeah, he's one of the child stars that went on to pornography. Very proud.
Steve Head, sweet and cozy Steve Head. Put your arms around him and kiss him up.
Kiss him up.
Yeah, kiss him up. It's not dirty. It's just cute.
Yeah.
That's what you do to a roly-poly Steve Head.
Roly-poly Steve Head.
A sweet and cozy boy.
All right, so back to the clips, Anthony. Another clip of Dr. Smith overacting, I should say.
Oh, yes. Let's get rid of him. This is our chance. That's the way your evil minds worked, wasn't it? No! Oh, stay away from me! Oh, leave me alone! Oh!
Probably had a girl chasing him.
You with the boobies and vagina. It's like a monster.
Leave me alone.
What kind of creature is this, a vagina? Get it away, it smells. I hear they have teeth, William. Protect me from the vagina. I hate boobies. They're disgusting. I like a nice flat, hairless chest, yes, like yours, William. With a little pee-pee. I don't like coochies, no. Oh, here comes one. Penny.
He runs away.
Dr. Smith, a vagina is approaching.
Help me! Oh, no! Oh, spare me that disgusting opening, Penny. Hide it, please. It's disgusting. Someone could fall in and get hurt. Oh! I like a young plucked chicken. Ugly vaginas, look at it. Ew! Ew! Wow! Yes. Since we're lost in space, maybe we can do some docking. Come here, William. Little docking. See, you take yours, yes. Now, peel back, yes. Look, we've docked. We are one, William. You ugly girls, nasty. Oh, dear. Wow! I must dock with you, William, or you'll float away for sure. It's our little secret, my boy, our little secret, yes. Penny, get away! I can smell your vagina from here. It's disgusting. Woo! You're nice, you're young and hairless. Let me rub you with some oil. Maybe someday you'll grow into a big bear with a sweet face, but for now, I love the lack of hair. Woo!
Perfect. All right, so now we get into some of the gay clips. This is an ongoing project, right? We'll have more as the show progresses, right?
Yeah, that's only season 1. We're waiting for season 2.
All right, season 1, Anthony. So now we get into some of the gay clips, proving that Dr. Smith was a pedophile.
Like those last two are real masculine. Help me! What a fruit.
Let's listen to this one.
Too bad about young Will, though. The only agreeable companion I've found on this ghastly trip.
The only agreeable companion. You agree? Yes? Keep it secret from everybody. Companion. It's a boy. Oh.
All right, here's Dr. Smith is gay. Clip 1.
All right.
When you're finished, there is the most incredible thing I want to take you to see. It'll be our little secret.
Let us in on your little secret, too, sir.
Oh, it was nothing at all. Just a little child's game I was going to make up. Oh, come on. What are you up to? You have an evil, suspicious mind, Major. I just happened to be off for a stroll. You didn't see Will by any chance?
You stay away from that boy, Smith.
Not very concerned about his higher education, are you?
I am concerned. Every time I see him with you. And let me tell you something. If I ever catch you telling that boy wild stories again, so help me, Smith.
No need to threaten brute violence, Major. I know how afraid you are of my influence.
How do they get away with this on TV, man?
I'm going to stay away from that boy, Smith. Little child's game, Dr.
Yes, the rain
Major
is,
West.
The rain is coming.
Yes, monster rain, William. Let's play. Here it comes, quick, under the Jupiter 2. Okay, now you pull down your little Mylar futuristic pants, and I'll pull down mine, yes. Don't tell anybody. This is very secretive, William. Yes. God damn, that is funny, man.
That really is funny.
He is just awful.
Well, we
got
got
a young boy.
We got another example of Dr. Smith being gay, Anthony, on Lost in Space.
Dr. Smith and I are going to wait up for him.
I don't think that's such a good idea, Will.
Well, we have our sleeping bags, and Mom said it was all right.
The boy is perfectly safe with me.
All right, Will.
Now then, let us retire to our sleeping quarters. Come along, my boy. Right, sir.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, Will.
Just hand him over to a predator, for God's sake.
Just feeding him to the sharks.
Yes. I have an amusement park in my backyard. Yes, you could go on the rides and drink some Jesus juice. Woo! Would you like to look at some pornography in the bathroom, young boy? I have a monkey, too, named Bubbles. Bubbles, come quickly! They just send him off. We got our sleeping bags. Yes, but we'll only need one, William. We'll zip them together to keep warm. Dr. Smith is 112 on this planet. Yes, indeed. Oh, what a predator. The biggest danger on any planet, and they didn't say it. Will, why can't you sit? Well, it's a quiet, my boy, quiet.
It's our little secret.
Our little secret, isn't it? Yes. That's great. God damn, I didn't know there were such blatant clips.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, dear.
I'm a huge Family Guy fan. Yeah, I forgot about this. We got to get this clip. Did you ever see the Family Guy episode where they have Lost in Space jokes where the whole family stays at the ship and the father says, William, go off in the space car to find food with that old menacing pedophile?
Yeah. Oh, dear. Please walk with me.
Remember the episode of Lost in Space on the vegetable planet with the carrot guy that whenever he got thirsty, he'd say, moisture, moisture, I need moisture.
Oh, yeah. I remember the other guy with, like, the pillow on his chest, and he would go, crush, kill, destroy. Oh, yeah. Crush, kill, destroy. And he picked up big rocks and would squish them. And the episode where Dr. Smith got all strong, and he was able to crush rocks. I think my favorite one was the one where they, was it the robot got real big, or the family got real small?
I don't remember.
And they had to crawl inside the robot and take a big journey through them, and at the end they were going to get real big again, so they had to get out of the robot before they grew, or else they'd get squished inside there or something. That was a good one.
All right. Another example of Dr. Smith being gay.
Yes.
Hi, Doctor.
William! What a delightful surprise. Where have you been keeping yourself?
I've been sort of busy, sir.
Well, you're here now, and that's all that matters. Come closer, come closer.
Come closer. Yes, you're here now. That's all that's important. Please grab my penis, William. Are you kidding me? Yes. Tug away.
I had to tell my father, Dr. Smith.
Oh, no harm done. I would have informed him myself, eventually. Now, what about a piece of delicious French pastry? Here, my boy. Dessert for tonight's dinner. Compliments of Zachary Smith.
Thank you, sir.
You know, Will, I've missed you. It's been very lonely here without you.
How did they get away with this? Yes, French pastry. That's my code word for my schlong. Eat up, young boy. It's cream-filled. Oh, I've missed you.
You could have come to see me.
I've been banished, remember?
Is that the only reason you stayed away?
I don't quite follow you, my boy.
You said all you wanted to do was check out the machine.
That's exactly what I've been doing.
For 4 days?
Well, you see, science is a matter of trial and error. I had to be sure there was no danger.
Have you found any?
There are certain problems. But as soon as they're ironed out...
When will that be?
Eventually, my boy, eventually.
What you really mean is never, don't you, sir?
Now, Will, what a thing to say.
Don said now that you had the machine, you didn't need us anymore.
Surely you don't believe that?
He said all you cared about was yourself.
That's not true.
I don't think I want the pastry anymore. I sort of lost my appetite for it. Goodbye, sir.
Will? Wait a moment.
Will? Oh, dear.
That's a little creepy, huh?
Little touching moment between man and boy.
And this is the one we've been playing all morning.
You will be molested.
That was a quickie.
Yeah.
And then this one that we've been playing, the sex grunts.
Oh, it sounds like the last bit. Apparently he's carrying a heavy bucket of rocks, and that's why he's making the grunting sounds. But if it doesn't sound like he's coming, I don't know.
All right, and then another clip.
There, my brave boy. It's all over now.
You take your hands off him.
There. It's all over now. You'll be able to sit in a week or two. Nothing as tight as the first time, but you're the only game in town. Poor boy. There. It's all over now. For this hour. Not only lost in space, but molested.
And then finally, we'll have more.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the last one for today.
One.
Dr. Smith.
Good boy. Someday, you'll all thank me for this.
Yeah, thank you, sir. May I have another? Very well.
There you go. That's very funny.
Young boy.
That's really funny.
That they just would put that on TV. Just let this family send their young boy out with this old pedophile. Oh, dear. You got me again.
Every time it's funny.
Oh, dear. I seem to have wet my pants with club soda. William, help me! Help me, Eric! Yes, I need something to wipe up with, young boy. Yes. More towels, please. Could I have one of those pleasure cleaning rags from the convention? Yes.
A cum clean?
I need a cum clean, William. William, wipe your mouth before you go back to the ship. Use a cum clean. So young and hairless.
Oh,
the
my
jism flakes right off, doesn't get stuck in hairs like on my legs.
All right, well.
Would you like a Turkish towel?
Please get me a Turkish towel. Turkish towel.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
You're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony. We got another Norton story for you. I love the Norton stories, huh, Ant?
Yeah.
He had a crazy ex. A crazy, crazy ex. I believe that was your last girlfriend, right?
My last real relationship, yes.
Aw. How long ago was that?
We were together on 9/11, so I would say that we probably broke up a few months after that. So I'm saying probably in mid or end of 2001 we broke up. So 3 years.
And you haven't had a real girlfriend since then?
No way, man. I've been on a few dates here and there. I date, but
yeah,
no,
of course.
I haven't had anything.
He has a girlfriend.
Pay for dates and...
I was going to say he has a girlfriend, $250 a time. There.
Yeah,
right.
GFE.
Girlfriend experience.
Yeah.
So you teach us so much on this
right.
show. Well, Norton has some great stories about his ex, so let's roll a tape and check it out on the worst of Opie and Anthony. Do they even play tape anymore? It is the year 2005.
Roll the tape.
Yeah.
So crank up the Victrola. Here comes that bit.
Should be push the button. And
It's all done with computers these days, Opie.
But I'm right. Look behind Martini Steve. Those big, huge...
turntables.
What? No, the reels.
The
Look.
big reel-to-reel tapes are spinning?
They're
yeah,
spinning
look at
as
them
we
spin.
speak. Unless it's a prop.
Steve is looking for them. What a tool.
Wow.
It's the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Joe Rogan said it best when we were in L.A. I think you might have been playing poker. He said,
probably was.
He said, I can't speak for you or anyone else, but I agree with him. You don't want to know any of your exes are banging someone new. You just don't want to know. Just don't want to know.
Not right away. You know, after a while, it just doesn't matter to you. You don't care anymore. But, yeah, right away. And you don't want to see him gussied up. You know, you don't want to see him looking better. So you just cut all ties. Bye-bye.
I miss my one ex because we're actually one ex-girlfriend I'm really good friends with still.
Yeah, see that I have no.
But she's actually somebody who I don't mind it and I don't get jealous. She dates guys. She doesn't care. Well, she's actually just a friend.
You're Seinfeld in a lane.
Exactly, pretty much, yeah. Except then I realized, like, wow, man, she was a great girl to date. She was fun. She's really smart. She has an insane sense of humor. And then she calls me and says how she threw an ashtray through her boyfriend's $7,000 plasma screen TV because they had a fight. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad that we're not banging anymore.
Thank
friends.
God.
What about the other stuff she told you? Can we get into
I
any of
don't
that?
care. Yeah, I wish too bad you can't get her on the air someday. She's out of her mind. She's one of my favorite people, but she's nuts.
I love this girl.
Yeah,
I know who he's talking about.
Oh, she's nuts.
What else did she do? She cashed one of his checks.
Oh yeah. She cut herself a check for $20,000 out of one of his accounts.
$20,000.
Yeah, but
and there were hookers involved in the relationship. They used to
Absolutely.
get hookers together and.
But she actually did. She actually felt bad and stopped the check. Like she didn't try to actually do it. Before it went through, she called and canceled it. Like she's like, "What am I doing? I can't do this."
We were sitting at Starbucks and she was telling us these stories, and I was out of my. What else? She stabbed the guy or something with something?
No, she cut his leg or something. I think she threw glass at him or something. Jesus Christ! And there were times I looked at this girl's eyes and said, "I love you."
Oh man!
I never had that type of violence.
Good thing it worked out that way.
For the new audience, you got to explain your first date with her because that's a classic story.
story, man.
It's actually kind of sweet. We
Sweet.
We met on the Opie and Anthony show. People know it doesn't matter. I was driving my car and Opie and Anthony had a girl in the studio that kind of like being slapped during sex.
Okay.
Remember you guys called out on the air and said,
Yes.
Jim, if you're listening, call in. This is before I was like a daily regular, and I called in and went into studio and met her, and she was hot, and I slapped her a few times on the air, and we all laughed.
Uh-huh.
And then she and I went, I said, come on, you come down to the Comedy Cellar tonight.
Oh. So this is a first date.
Sure.
Kind of like a first date. So we go down to the Comedy Cellar, and we're upstairs in the Olive Tree, and she's like, can I borrow $20? All right. I'm like, I wonder what she needs that for, but I used to partake in certain activities. I'm like, I think I know what she needs that for, and I probably won't be seeing her again for the rest of the evening. But I'm a good sport, so I said, here's 20, and she comes back about an hour later. I'm like, I couldn't believe she even came back. I'm like, what happened? And she's like, well, I tried to buy Coke in Washington Square Park, but the guy held a knife to my throat and took the money. So I think she had a water and a chicken kebab, and then I dropped her off, and we had oral sex in the car, and I dated her for 9 months after that.
You tried to buy Coke.
You know how it is on a first date?
Yeah.
Like, go out to score Coke from a Negro in Washington Square Park, and he holds a knife to your throat and takes the money, then you come back.
I love that.
I'm back, you silly goose.
Is that a great first date?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
But,
what a lunatic.
Oh, she's nuts.
And then Jimmy...
but she's funny. She's like really a funny person. Dude, she's great.
No, she's a lot of fun. She really is a lot of fun. But then you realize she had a problem.
Yeah, 5 minutes after she walked back and said, I tried to buy Coke.
Well, no. Well, when she was getting up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom with her pocketbook.
Oh, yeah, we had to go to a wedding. We had to go to a wedding one day, and at 3 in the morning, she's running. This is when I lived in Jersey. She's running into my bathroom with her purse. I'm like, do you understand that I'm in recovery? You think I don't know what you're doing in there?
What are you doing?
She's like, no, I'm just going to the bathroom. I'm like, no, you're not. You're like a chatty Cathy doll. It's 3:30 a.m. You're grinding your teeth, and you're running into the toilet with your purse. This is not Port Authority we're sleeping at. You can leave the pocketbook.
Wow, man.
Then she hooked up with this other guy, and it just got nuts.
Yeah, after we broke up a long time ago.
This
we
guy
hated
sounds
each
like
other.
a complete psychopath that has a lot of money or something.
Yeah, I don't know why she and I never had that kind of problem with money. It was just like, just personality conflict. We just fought, but it was never like that. Like, never any of that violent crap. I never got involved in that shit. No. But one time this is why I knew I kind of loved her. I was going down on her one time, and she was getting really turned on, and she said, do you think little girls get wet when their fathers go down on them? And she came.
Wow, she said that?
Yeah, she said, yeah.
Holy shit.
And she meant it.
What a nut.
Yeah, and she meant it.
Wow.
And she meant it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's twisted.
What is wrong?
But she's just one of those people that's like, I love having her as a friend. It's like, we dated, it got crazy, and believe me, I wasn't easy either. And still, I just like hanging with her, and she makes me laugh.
Nice.
Yeah. She loves pedophile humor. Gotta respect that.
The worst of O&A.
I don't care if you throw your XM down the toilet.
Complete with XM interlocutors. And they ain't body parts. XM's high voltage to Opie and Anthony.
Yes, Opie and Anthony. We're very, very proud to have them part of the XM family. And that's all that's coming out for right now. Anthony, he smells better, even on the radio. Opie.
XM Satellite Radio, celebrating the first free week of Opie and Anthony. Unlocked and free for the masses. Now.
XM Satellite Radio's Bruce Kelly with another Opie and Anthony interlocutor explanation. You get fired again, this time from XM. Why?
Human sacrifice, probably.
Yeah, I don't even think it's going to be something sensational. I think it'll be something stupid, like we mouthed off to one too many higher up at XM, and they said, this, goodbye. It won't be a blaze of glory like the last one.
It'll be some misstep with a microphone on.
Yeah, one of those things.
Somebody walking in the bathroom talking shit, and someone's in the stall.
Yeah,
dropping a log.
Something like that.
Oh, hi.
You're kneeling in front of the glory hole.
Yeah.
You don't know who's on the other side, and it's the boss.
Yeah.
Something like that.
One too many Eric Logan has a Down syndrome haircut jokes.
They say there's nothing we can do to get fired, so...
Yeah. What wouldn't you do on the air?
We're up for the challenge,
What wouldn't we do on the air?
What wouldn't you do on the air?
I wouldn't have a couple have sex at St. Pat's Cathedral.
That's a good place to start.
Why not?
Because we did it.
Because nobody pays attention.
Yeah. We did it. No one even noticed. People tend to get a little angry if you have sex in their places of worship.
What I wouldn't do on the air, I wouldn't gratuitously plug gigs at the sacrifice of an entertaining radio show.
Very good.
Not the show, not me.
I wouldn't eat on the air. I think that's very rude.
Absolutely. I wouldn't talk about disgusting sexual things.
No.
Turn me into a toilet.
A lot of people thought that since you're on satellite radio, you can say anything, any word that pops out of your mouth. Yet you're not doing it. You create your own line. You have no line anymore to cross. And most people thought you were going to come on the air just it was going to be an F-bombathon.
Well, we started by cursing a lot, and then we got that out of our system because, quite frankly, it was kind of cool to be able to curse on the radio. And then it kind of got boring. So now we curse when it comes up in regular conversation. But
I think we curse now more than we have in the past. We're kind of pushing the curse thing back up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think because there was so much scrambling going on with some of the broadcast stations, broadcast radio, that wanted to maybe put us on. So we actually started thinking, oh, perhaps we ought to just, cut back a little bit on the cursing. But now we're just like, it. Who cares?
Yeah, the listeners are the worst. They call up all the time, F this, F that, blah, 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 blah.
But they're the ones who really have more fun with it.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's a lot more fun to speak in code with our little Opie and Anthony language than this blatantly saying, We try to keep it to a minimum.
I like the freedom, though. Like the other day on the air, it's like nice to know that we're on a commercial. This guy said something. I'm like, you're a turd. And it was just nice to have the freedom to let that fly.
Wow, you really told him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to get really blue here, but
I called someone a fart knocker. Hey, fart knocker. Wash my own mouth out with soap on that.
What is a fart knocker?
I don't know. Dirty word.
Nice work, Logan.
Satellite radio.
Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
I love these discussions when Ant and I go down the road of our early conquests.
What's studs?
I don't think we told the story of how I lost my virginity on XM Satellite Radio.
No?
Commercial radio has heard it a few times. Remember the time I had sex with that girl and
Was it the Wookiee?
Yeah, the Wookiee. She had this very unusual birth defect. Opie. She had what could only be described as a mane.
A mane?
Yes, dark hair, bristly.
Bristly like bristles of a brush?
Not that bristly, but close.
Bristly like a mohawk haircut on somebody?
A little more coarse than that.
A little more coarse than that?
Yeah, a little more coarse. And the hair was about between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch wide.
That's pretty long for a back hair.
Not the actual hair. I'm talking about the strip.
Oh, the strip was that wide?
Yeah, between 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Went from pretty much the top of her neck.
Yeah.
Well, just where the shirt would cover
Sure.
on your back, so you don't see it in the back. Well, I don't know. Maybe it went all the way up because she did have long hair. Anyway, this mane that I'm describing went from the top of the back of her neck all the way down to her tailbone.
No way, all the way down the spine.
All the way down. And I only discovered that when I,
got naked with her and had some sex.
Well, I didn't discover it when she was on her back, is what I'm saying.
Oh, what, that was when you lost your virginity and you went to roll her over?
Yeah.
What a guy. Wait, your first time, you're trying for the ass?
Not the ass, just the... I went for doggy style.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't go for ass.
That's a bold move on your first time.
That whole area just frightened me. I wasn't going there.
Especially if there's an arrow of hair pointing at it.
You take a peek while you're back there at it to see what it was all about, but you didn't actually go for it.
What made you go for doggy style first time out of the box into the box?
Because I lost my virginity at 18.
Yeah. So you knew about it, and you figure, but you figure you'd be so nervous. It's your first time. You just stick to the missionary, not try to get too bold. Don't try. If you don't go for the big difficult moves, you have less of a chance of making mistakes and looking like an ass.
There was alcohol involved.
Oh, there was?
Lots and lots of alcohol.
Usually is the first time.
It was Geneseo State.
Did the strip of hair, was it thicker as far as the width goes? Was it wider at the top than it was by her tailbone? Did it get narrower?
I honestly don't remember. I do remember that it went from her neck all the way down to her tailbone, though, without any spots missing.
No.
Maybe when we get back from vacation, we're going to be live, what, April 11th?
April 11th.
April 11th, we're back from vacation. Maybe we can tease stuff now, too. And now we'll have show prep when we get back, which is a good thing.
Sure.
Maybe there's a doctor or someone out there that could explain exactly what this is.
What that is. Was she hairy anywhere else, like hairy arms, or did you have a big
No, she was beautiful.
thatch going in front?
She was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, stunning except for her mane.
Except for this minor detail.
Minor. Well,
All right, anyway, Anthony and his brother talk about their first sexual conquest.
Yeah.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony show. Good morning to you. We got to go right to the phones. Talking about first time you jacked it, I guess.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about that, weren't we?
I don't know how we got on that subject because of the guy listening to the Sacramento couple yesterday.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Let's say hi to Fred. Hey, Fred, where are you calling from, man?
I'm calling from Augusta, Georgia right now.
Okay, you got a story for us?
Yes, sir. I can remember, I'm 50 years old, so give me that tidbit. I remember the days when we were with my mom, we had her Simpson Sears catalog, and that's where you were jerking off to. So I remember the first time I got
slow down. What?
Okay.
Oh, what catalog?
A Simpson Sears catalog. I'm from Canada, so it's a Sears catalog.
Sears
right?
catalog that he would jack it to.
Yeah, I used to jack it to the pictures of the girls in bras.
In the bras?
Yeah, that was porno back then when you were like, I don't know, 10.
Kind of
11.
was. You'd have to look through the circulars and find...
you get that, or the before and after.
Bikini ads.
The before and after pictures in the back of some of those teen magazines.
Really?
That my older sister had, where like you put this cream on your...
jack it to the fat chicks on the
No.
before?
It's even better, actually. I mean, that would be a funny story, too. But they used to have in the back of these magazines a breast cream.
Oh, right.
Remember the breast cream?
Yes.
Where supposedly the teenage girls were supposed to, like, put this cream on their boobs.
And their boobs would get bigger.
And they'd show the before and after picture, and then
ridiculous.
You would buy this product as a teenage girl, not knowing that it's actually puberty that's making them bigger, not this stupid cream. All right, so the Sears catalog, you used to jack it to that?
Yeah, that gives you that type of idea. I remember when I was 12 years old, I was in grade 8. And I wanted to get laid so bad because I was jerking off, and I wanted to know how it felt like. So I finally found this girl in grade 8 who wanted to do it with me. So she was like wooden floor. So that was great.
Of course she had a wooden floor. She was nothing was happening down there yet.
That's right. So I thought all I had to do was stick it between her legs, and I was having sex with her. So we got on the floor in her bedroom, and then I stuck it between her legs. I remember it was too dry, and I just had to stick it between her legs. I told her to squeeze her legs tighter so I could get it in there, and it wouldn't go in, so I had to go down and spit in it, right?
Oh, my God, only in Georgia.
Jesus.
No surprise here. Wait, were you having sex with her, or were you having sex with her legs?
No, I was having sex with her.
Oh, okay.
But the point was, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I just had to stick it between her legs, but not in her hole, you see?
Yeah,
So all I did was I spit in the hole, and it got nice and greasy then. Then I got in there and I fucked her.
All right, Jesus.
Then our parents came home.
And then I found out years later that it wasn't sex at all. I had to screw it between her legs. I didn't put it in the hole at all.
All right, thank you, Fred. You scare me.
That is a frightening
All right, there
man.
goes Fred.
You are frightening.
We could salvage that call, though. There are things when you're a kid, that you think is sex.
Misconceptions about sex that you
so
do
to that
have.
guy, I think he wasn't sure you were supposed to, as he said, put it in the... I'm not even going to say it. I mean, come on. Let's keep it a little clean on this show.
It sounded so nice and innocent the way he told the story, didn't it?
But
fuck her.
Right. I think what he was trying to say, back then he thought having sex was just when you... Oh, no, he did know, but... He ended up having sex with her legs?
Opie, I have no idea what that guy was talking about.
I'm really trying to save that
Somehow
phone call.
he had sex with the girl's legs and didn't actually do it, but he
Okay.
thought he was doing it.
Mhm.
But I don't know if he knew what actually doing it was. He wasn't very clear. He was laughing too hard at his memories.
Right. Well, I talked about this in the past. I thought, I thought you had to do it in the back door, and that the other one, the front one was just used for what.
And when did you figure it out the real way? Last week?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like all the girlfriends are like, ow!
No, it was after the film, obviously. I'm like, oh, that's used for two things.
Well, you're not too clear on the female parts because you don't have them.
Right.
So you're not sure.
Right.
You have the back,
Right.
so you kind of know what that's about. So you assume.
You know what? I think we're going to
would-
just do a sex show today, I decided.
Is it completely a sex show?
Because you guys try to tell us what you want to hear on this program. Now we're going to just do sex all day long.
Sexual discussion, and then we have sex on the couch.
Didn't you have
with the girls.
something similar? What you thought
Yeah.
was sex when you were a lot younger?
Yeah, I thought it was backdoor when I was a kid. I guess I was about maybe 7, and I thought it was backdoor. And then when I learned that it was front door.
All right, so you thought it was backdoor as well.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
'Cause
not alone.
you're not sure of the anatomy, so you don't even know that there's anything different up there in a girl.
Well, when you're really young and you see the front one,
yeah,
it's intimidating and quite scary.
Very intimidating indeed.
And when you and I were growing up, women weren't really taking care of that area.
No, it was
so
a
you couldn't
big
even
jungly
imagine.
mess.
You couldn't even imagine that was the way to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You just couldn't imagine.
Oh no,
it was
very frightening.
It was very frightening.
I was brought into it. Mom, turn the radio off, okay? Don't listen, because it's
because we need Anthony to not have to worry about his mom listening.
It's embarrassing talking about
My
stories.
mom. It's hilarious. I was listening today. I had to turn you guys off. Well, I'm like,
oh, that's
good.
what mine says too.
That's fine.
She called last night. She's like, yeah, I listen, but there are times I just have to turn it off. It's like, oh boy, whatever 65-year-old woman is really the demo we're looking for. So no, turn it off. That's what of course you're not going to like some of the stuff we're doing, especially when you consider it's me telling the stories.
What didn't she like yesterday? The poker chips?
No, she actually didn't listen yesterday. But there have been things.
Oh, okay.
that,
All right.
whenever we talk about things like this, she doesn't like to listen, which is good. Don't listen. When I was a kid and kind of got hooked up through my father in California, my father kind of hooked me up with this girl.
He hooked you up with a lot of girls.
On my, I guess it was my 13th birthday or something like that.
Yeah. Is this the Buzz story?
Yeah, Buzz. Old Buzz. She was a friend of the family. She was like 19 years old. I guess she had banged everybody that we even knew.
Everybody in the town?
Yeah. She was like the town whore.
Was she really?
The town
You never
whore.
said that before.
Yeah, she banged everybody.
Was she just a local
She was
chick in the
banging
bar?
all my father's horse friends, that would go riding with him and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, your dad was a cowboy after he left Long Island.
He's a cowboy.
Said,
Moved
screw
out to
Long
Southern
Island.
California.
I'm going to California, and I'm going to be a cowboy.
Bought a bunch of
baby.
horses. I went out there, lived out there with him. He bought me a horse. I had the horse, the whole deal, Opie. I was a Western guy. I wore cowboy boots and the cowboy hat. I was a cowboy. It was pretty funny. Had a 6-gun. Sure.
A real one?
Real one. Bought it for me for, also, I guess, my 12th birthday. Got me that. Got me a rifle.
How long did you live out there? I
was
thought
out
you
there
were
for,
just
I guess,
visiting.
13, 14, 15, maybe 3 or 4 years.
Oh, you did 3 or 4 years out there.
Yeah, 3 or 4
I thought you
years.
just used to visit.
My formative years.
Because I know your mom threw you and your brother on the bus one day.
No, that was actually coming home. I moved out there because I wanted to move out there. I wanted to hang out with my father and ride horses. It's a kid's dream to be a cowboy. My brother got thrown out there by my mother because she didn't want to deal with his pot smoking. My brother's pot smoking, stealing and lying, stealing my mommy's quarters out of the quarter jar to buy joints and lying about it. So mommy threw him out. And
so he went first.
No, I went first.
Oh, okay, and then he joined you.
And then he joined me out
Gotcha.
there. Yeah, he wasn't really into the whole cowboy thing, so he just smoked pot out there. It was pretty much doing the same thing, only out there. And
but you got into the cowboy lifestyle.
Oh, I was totally into it. I used to listen to the like stuff you'd hear on Hank's Place.
I love Hank's Place.
I would listen to that. That was my music.
If you guys haven't checked out Hank's Place yet on XM Satellite Radio, I forgot what channel it is, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's like either 10, 11, 12, or 13.
Oh, it's hysterical.
It's way up there, but
yeah.
Hank's Place rocks.
Yeah.
It's scary that people think like this in the country.
Oh, it's amazing.
In the country, but
it's Red State station.
Exactly.
And
Anyway, go ahead.
I was one of them. I love that music. So I was a cowboy, and she was like the town whore, Buzz. And one night, my father and his girlfriend at the time were going out, and just kind of left Buzz there, and kind of were smiling, like winking or something when they left. I didn't know what was happening.
And you were 13, 12?
Yeah, I guess I was 13. Yeah. And then
Was this for your birthday?
Yeah. It was my birthday present. And then Buzz goes, "Why don't you go upstairs and take a shower?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." Not thinking anything about it.
Well, I was riding my horse today.
I had
I'm a little
cowboy
sweaty.
dirt on me.
Okay.
I had cowboy dirt on me. So I did, and I get out of the shower, and I'm ready to walk back downstairs and watch TV with Buzz. And I hear from the bedroom, "Aren't you coming in?" Like, and no, it didn't even hit me at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, now what's the voice coming from in the bedroom? She was downstairs. Now why would she be? Oh,
And it finally hit you.
Oh.
You're like, this is it.
Oh,
This is it.
here it comes. I'm gonna put all that jacking to good use. Yeah, so I heard.
Did you get an immediate boner?
Oh yeah, what are you kidding? You get that whoosh feeling all over.
Well, that's the blood just rushing.
Here it comes. Here comes that sex stuff. And then I kind of peer around the corner, and I look in the bed, and this vision is just etched in my head. It's Buzz.
Is it still a really hot vision for you?
It's one of those nice little memories you have as a kid. I remember seeing Buzz sitting in my bed.
Yeah.
But she's sitting up with her head and torso against the headboard.
Was she hot? Be honest.
No, she was.
I've heard the story a couple times.
You know what it was? She wasn't fat at all, but she was a big girl, like tall and not skinny, but not fat. And she had huge cans.
How much bigger was she than you?
It must have looked ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
Let's just put
I've
it
never
that
heard
way.
this part of the story, because you're 12, 13.
I was 13.
13.
Yeah.
You couldn't have weighed more than, what, 110, 120 pounds?
I don't know. I was a little more than that. But, it just must have looked ridiculous.
All right.
And she was sitting up in the bed with the blanket, like, in her lap. It just came up to her lap. So her huge cans were sitting there, all milky white.
They were huge?
Oh, they were huge. They were huge.
With nice blue veins.
They were just
Where
huge.
you see the blood just pumping.
Boom, boom, translucent.
Pumping
boom,
to
boom,
the nipple.
Boom, 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 boom. She was
Milky
sitting there,
white.
and I looked in, and it was pretty much the first time I ever saw him real live. I've seen a lot of porno.
Yeah.
I had seen a lot of porno at that point.
And they sat up nice?
Yeah, because she was 19,
Oh, okay.
She was 19. She was the older woman to me.
I know. When you tell the story, I keep thinking like she was a 30-year-old woman.
No,
but she was 19 and you were 13.
19.
All right.
Yeah. And, she goes, "Well, why don't you come in?" Like, all right, I went in, and the rest is my history. It happened.
Oh, you want to stop the story right there?
Well, I knew what to do, so there's no real details.
How long did you last?
It wasn't that long.
How long? Be honest.
I don't know.
A couple pumps?
I honestly would tell you, I really don't remember, but
Dude,
no, I remember kind of getting into it.
The
it wasn't
first time
like,
you do it, come on.
You know what though?
You were drunk?
I had jacked it in the shower that I had just taken. I had jacked it in the shower.
You were a jacking machine.
A monkey. I was like a monkey. I swear to you, a monkey.
So did you just do regular sex?
Yeah, but the point is, and how this got brought up, with the intimidation factor of the vag when you first see it.
It's quite scary the first time you see it.
And, dude, this was...
And there's a lot of parts down there, and you're like, wow, what does all that do?
Oh, my God, I'm going to need a chart.
Right, give me a map.
We had continued to have sex for months afterwards, Like, I was going to... She would show up at the house after my father and his girlfriend would leave in the mornings before school. So I'm getting ready to go to school, and she would pop into my bed. And we'd have sex, and off I'd go to school.
Now, what's messed up, if it was a 19-year-old guy and a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, I did get in trouble for that.
What?
Kidding.
Oh, okay. People wouldn't think that's cool. Like a guy hearing that, hearing you tell the story that you're 13 banging a 19-year-old, that is a really cool story.
Uh-huh.
Every guy dreamt that could happen to them when they were growing up.
I told people at school, and they didn't believe me. They thought I was just another one of their friends lying to them. They're like, get out of here. I'm like, no, really, I just had sex.
Were you the first one?
Smell my finger.
Were you the first one to have sex?
Yeah, yeah.
In your group of friends?
Oh, yeah.
Must have.
Yeah.
That's like really young.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But the now one of these sexual encounters before school, she goes down on me, and it was just wee hoo boy, this is goody. We've had more fun than toys, and then she goes, would you like to do this to me?
Oh no.
And dude, I am talking. She wasn't that old.
Crank this up, baby.
Oh, she wasn't that old. 19. Still had teen in the name. Still a teen. Not a nasty Mrs. Robinson. Yeah, like I'm banging Dean Wormer's wife. With those pointy tits in her bra.
This music's playing in your head.
No.
As he pulls down her huge panties.
Yeah, I pulled down her huge. She did have big 70s panties. Like, the ones that just are not cut at all up the leg?
Yeah.
Just big bloomers? Those were the ones.
Let me step out of my bloomers.
Yeah.
And it had to be a mess, because this was like the 70s, right?
Kick the,
late 70s maybe?
Kicks the bloomers over the lamp and the whole room goes dark. Her big bloomers.
So she goes, would you like to do this to me?
Would you like to do this to me? And the only vision I had was the vision I saw of it before I, put it in. So I remembered what it looked like very vividly.
What did it look like? Come on.
Dude, it was as if you had punched Fidel Castro in the mouth and his lips swelled up.
And knocked out all his teeth.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like Albert Einstein with a head wound. It was awful.
And there was
big.
And there was a couple shots of Novocaine in the lips.
Yeah. Like he was going for dentistry.
Right.
And the hair was spread out so far, like past the area. She had like leg hair on that. It was giant.
Thank God you just don't see that these days.
You just don't.
You know?
You don't. Thank God.
It used to grow. I don't know, man. Maybe we were brought up as cavemen in some other era, because it used to grow like halfway down the thigh.
Down the thigh,
man.
It doesn't even grow like that anymore.
I don't know.
Girls
don't think
are
so.
less hairy, more gooder now.
But know what the problem is? All these styles come back. That style will come back.
You think?
Before our time is done on this earth.
I don't think so.
We are going to have to deal with that again. I'm telling you.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
That's like the Hitler mustache. Not down there, but the Hitler mustache on your face. I never see that coming back again.
I'm telling you, man. It's going to come back.
Yeah.
All right, so...
She sat on the edge of the bed one time, naked, and when she was sitting and her lap, her legs, she was bent at the waist because she's sitting. It looked like she was wearing black furry panties.
Ugh.
Her pubes were just so stretched out.
I can't imagine girls were getting a lot of oral back then.
Yeah,
I can't
know.
imagine, because now today, most of the girls are completly shaved.
But just think of the hairy mess when
easier.
they did. Big Burt Reynolds mustache and pork chop sideburns going down on a chick with a rug in her lap. Just a big hairy mess all around. God. Oh, cavemen. Yeah, that went on for years.
So did you do it?
Until I left back to... No. I went...
How'd you get out of it?
She goes, would you mind doing this to me? And I just went... I don't think so. I did. I said, I don't think so. She knew I was a rookie.
So then what
I'm
happened?
not ready to go for the big league.
So what happened then?
We just continued having regular sex.
Yeah.
She didn't cut me off from it.
That's great, man.
I guess she understood.
You're going 8th grade getting banged every morning. That's
it was
amazing.
odd. It was pretty
That's
odd.
amazing, man.
And then girls my own age, I was like, geez, this chick don't know shit.
And she doesn't
Could
even
you help a brother out?
She doesn't even have boobs yet.
I'm like, hey, would you, mind doing this to me? And they go, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Wow, that's funny, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Hank's Place is Channel 13. Good.
Channel 13.
All right. Let me see if Ozzy could... that's a great story, by the way, Anthony.
Oh,
More details.
It was greater to live, Opie.
More details.
And then the next day,
yeah.
I got in the truck with my dad. He was driving me to school, and he kind of just looks over and goes, so, how was last night?
That's a cool dad, man. For my 13th birthday, I got a 10-speed bike.
Wouldn't it be fun to know what you know
got
now?
a hooker. You basically got a hooker.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a money thing.
Did your
She was
dad
a
bang her
friend.
too?
Probably. Who knows? Probably compare notes. Yeah, Dad, I snatch.
What
It
were
was,
you saying?
yeah, now it kind of
Sorry, I
threw me. Yes. How was last night? Oh, if you knew what you know now, like what I could have come back with, it's like, so how was last night? And go, oh, Dad, I don't like girls, you know. You know, thanks for the effort and stuff, but I really don't like girls.
Yeah. Man, that's
freak him out.
Yeah, that's
it was like, wow, no, it was, you know, it was cool. It was good.
The replacement for nose picking.
Opie and Anthony.
Now free on the satellite. Behave accordingly. I'm gonna break that kid's leg. O and A.
If I was to take a drug that would get me through 4 hours of the Opie and Anthony virus, it would have to be a morphine drip, a bong loaded with Libremilch and ice cubes, a dilaudid suppository, and all the pixie sticks I could snort, and a nicotine patch, and Preparation H, just for good measure.
Opie and Anthony are finally free on XM202 High Voltage. Yeah, okay.
Nathaniel is one of the O&A interns. Nathaniel, what is your role on the show?
I basically do everything nobody else wants to do. Phone screening, getting audio from the show. At the end of the show, I cut up clips so that Steve can use them in production. And, you know, the occasional coffee and food run.
What's O&A's favorite food?
Well, Opie likes to bring his own oatmeal. This is real behind-the-scenes stuff. This is good. And Anthony just loves a plain bagel.
Shocking.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Give us some other dirt, real dirt on behind the scenes.
Well,
put it this way. Who can be the biggest asshole when they're mad? Because we all can be assholes when we're mad. Who can be the biggest asshole when they're mad?
Opie was cool. Within 4 weeks of me working there, he started nodding his head towards me, acknowledging my existence. And now I sort of get a rough grunt saying, you know, good job, thanks for coming in.
How did you become part of the O&A virus?
I had worked a little with Anthony's brother Joe out on Long Island in some Long Island radio, and he just sort of put in a good word for me, I guess.
Yeah. There are a lot of members of the XM Nation who have never heard Opie and Anthony. Sell O&A to those members of the XM Nation.
They like to describe it as the O&A hang sometimes. It's like pretty much hearing some of the funniest people you'll ever meet hang out and make some of the funniest jokes you'll ever hear.
Weirdest thing that O&A have asked you to do for the show?
Well, I just helped a man who had just urinated his own pants fill out some paperwork, so that was a first for me.
Where in the O&A building do they hide all their porno?
We can't say. Let's just say Little Jimmy's desk is always a good hiding spot.
O&A in 30 seconds. Go.
O&A Party Rock, if I might quote Master Poe. Funny, good insights unlike me right now. The edgiest stuff you'll hear, and original stuff every single day.
Great! Now back to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
This is Rich Voss from Last Comic Standing Season 1 and Season 3. I was the guy who didn't win. You're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Your brother wants in on the conversation.
Oh, yeah?
About you and Buzz when you were a kid, Anthony.
Oh,
out there in California.
Let's see what Joe's going to add.
Brother Joe, Anthony's brother, of course. Joey! Joe!
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man? You're on the air.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
What's up?
What the hell's wrong with you?
Nothing, man. I was just getting gas. I'm on my way back from Atlantic City.
Oh, you're getting gas? Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming back from Atlantic City. I just saw Tom Jones.
Oh, how was that?
It was cool, man.
Did he do dry vagina?
A bunch of old ladies, though. It was hysterical, man. They're like throwing these big old bloomers up at him.
Do they still throw their underwear at that guy?
Oh, it's hysterical, man.
Oh, I love Joe. You have a great life now, man. You don't have to get up early to do those.
Oh, Joe just cruises around the world.
He's just doing his band thing and
going to
see
Tom Jones concerts.
Tom Jones because he can now.
How does Tom Jones sound, Joe?
Things are good. You guys have made it that way for me. Thank you very much.
What's Tom Jones sound like? Any good?
Dry. Was that a Tom Jones song originally?
Yeah. The guy sounded incredible. He was really good, man.
Still has his pipes.
Great show. Hasn't lost a thing.
Wow, very cool.
Hasn't lost a thing.
I got to go check him out. It's pretty fun.
Well, anyway, I'm calling to talk about Buzz for a second.
Yes.
Anthony tends to whitewash things just a little bit.
What did I whitewash?
Oh my God, she didn't sound like a beauty.
Nothing about no. Everything's good as far as your detail goes, except for one thing. Buzz looked like a Cro-Magnon. She had the distended brow.
She had the unibrow.
Oh my God. Well, that's a detail that you forgot to tell us, Anthony.
I wasn't looking at her face. I was horrified at the vag.
What was hairier, her vag or her head?
It looked the same.
Or
The
her face, I
eyebrow.
should say.
She had a
Jesus.
univag and a unibrow.
Wow.
You were talking about the hair thing. I mean, that was directly due to the fact that she was like a Neanderthal.
Hey, at least I wasn't 15 banging that 30-year-old mother with a friggin' axe crotch.
Wait a second, dude. She was 32.
Wait, are we going to get a new story today?
Oh, there was one time I was with Buzz in one of these bedrooms in this house.
Joe's the older brother. Go ahead.
And Joe was slamming this 32-year-old mom.
While you were banging Buzz?
Yeah, in the same room. And Joe goes, "Hey, at midnight, let's switch." And I said,
hold on.
there is no way I'm banging that old broad.
All right, hold on.
And she walked like she'd been riding a horse for about 18 years. That girl, what was her name? Do you remember?
Sue. Sebring.
Sue. This girl, Sue, woman, Sue, her legs were so spread apart, and she had the gap, like where her vag was supposed to be, was a gap like a hatchet wound.
Was that from riding horses?
I don't know what it was from.
Or doing horses?
Maybe getting slammed by everything that walked.
But dude, she had to accommodate me, so it worked.
All right, wait a minute.
Oh, sure.
Hold on. Let's slow down, guys. Slow down. So, I got to get the visual here.
Yeah.
You're 13, Anthony. You're banging Buzz.
Yeah.
While Dad's out doing his thing.
Uh-huh.
And Joe's in the
I think
bed.
I was probably 14 at this time.
All right. And Joe's in the bed next to you, banging a 32-year-old?
No, a different room.
Oh, okay.
No, he was in a different room. It was
all right.
There was a hallway and then 2 rooms at the end of each hallway.
Did you hear each other going at it?
I don't think so. There was Peter Frampton was playing.
Oh my God.
They always used to put the Frampton Comes Alive album on.
Come on.
I swear. Sue would always put the Frampton Comes Alive album on blasting. And all we heard was, wow, 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 wow. Don't you feel like we do?
That was that wasn't Frampton. That was actually you going down on Buzz.
You know what? The old man hooked me up with her as well. I mean, the old man did a lot for us that way.
Oh, there it is. There's some Frampton.
Is this bringing back memories?
Oh, it's bringing
boys?
back such memories.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think the old man was banging Sue also.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, wait. So Joe was a little older, so you were only 15 or 16 banging the 32-year-old?
Yeah, I was about 16, I guess.
Yeah, and he was banging the 32-year-old and wanted to switch at midnight.
What, you guys had a little conference in the hallway?
Yeah.
In between bangings?
We saw Sue breaking out the Frampton album. We knew we were getting laid. So,
real tag team.
Yeah, so Joe wanted to do the switch, and, man, I had, believe it or not, Buzz with the unibrow, the big 70s Earth Mama muff, the big Amazon woman was bad enough. But this is telling how bad Sue was. I wanted no part of her. There was nothing about Sue that was turning me on. She was much too old.
She was thin, though. She was thin. She was small.
She was emaciated. She had flapjack tits. She had two kids who were in the other room. She had 2 kids in the other room.
Dude,
what? Wait. In the other room?
Yeah, there was another room that the kids were in.
This was a flop house.
Oh, it was
I swear to God, man, I would have gone through 5 Sues before I would have taken 1 Buzz.
You wanted Buzz. You were the one that recommended the switch, that suggested the switch at midnight.
Dude, that was because I was 15 and I figured, what the fuck? We were screwing around. It would be fun, something to do. Switch it up a little bit.
Horrifying.
What were the kids doing while you were banging their mother?
They're probably playing with Legos. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? But
did they call you Daddy, Joe?
The girl walking in one time on me.
Oh, great.
The little girl walking
in on us one time.
She was like 7.
I know, and she was only about maybe 6 years younger than me, right?
Can we find any of these people?
Who knows? I don't know. That guy, what the hell's going on in California? Sue's probably...
Which hippie colony should we check? Oh my, you guys are a bunch of hippies out there.
Yeah, hippies. Roz or Tom Jones last night. Who knows?
Probably.
She's old.
Old
She's
broad.
old by now.
Joe, you had a great father, man.
I'm telling you.
He liked to party, pussy. That's for sure.
He gave you guys poo-ha, man.
Guns,
I remember, yeah.
And guns, alcohol, and the bitches. He hooked us up.
You know what my dad
horses,
gave me?
Booze, bitches.
My dad gave me a good jump shot.
There you go.
That's what I got from my dad, a good jump shot.
I used to come...
And really good ball handling skills, and you guys are getting poo-ha, man.
I used to come home from school. I went to Marco Forster Junior High School, and it was right by the stable where we kept the horses. So I would get done with school about 3 o'clock, walk back to the stable. And every day, my father, who for some reason couldn't hold a job, was sitting in a chair with Chato, the Mexican guy that had a horse at the same ranch. And they would just sit there drinking what they called yambos. They were the big 40-ounce beers. Why don't we get another yambo, Yoey? And then they'd sit there just drinking beer. And when their wives or girlfriends would bitch at them, they would look at each other and go, I'm going to get me another one. And this was their life. Riding horses, drinking,
and banging.
Screwing girls like Buzz and Sue.
Yeah.
So he was getting us right in line to do that.
And
Drinking beer, riding horses, and screwing women.
Making homebrew.
And making the homebrew. They used to get these casks from these whiskey factories. Big wooden barrels. And they would take them back to the ranch, fill them up with like 5 gallons of water, and then roll it. Every couple of days you'd roll it like a quarter roll. And then after a month, you'd drain it out, and you'd get 1 gallon of liquid that would come out. But it was like pure alcohol that it would leach out of the wood from the casks. And we're kids, and they're giving us shots of this stuff. We were fucked up. I mean, completely hammered. What a great way to be raised.
Dude, you drank a glass. You had it on the rocks.
Yep.
And stood up from
That's how I drank at 13. On the rocks.
On the rocks. Go ahead, Joe. Joey.
Yo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, and you proceeded to go straight down to your knees.
Oh, yeah. Took a big shot and just went thud. Passed out. It was great.
Why straight down to your knees? Buzz was standing in front of Anthony
No,
there?
I wouldn't have gotten on my knees for Buzz, that's for sure. Looked like tumbleweed rolled in her lap.
All right, you know what? To wrap this up, you guys got to tell the story of Mom finally calling out to California and going, boys, it's time to come home. I think she was a little concerned for your safety.
Oh, that was when we had decided it was time to come back east and maybe get civilized for a little while. I was just coming back to visit. Joe, of course, was coming back to live there. But after I visited with my family here in New York for a while, I realized I was kind of programmed in California, and they kind of deprogrammed me here in New York, and I decided I better stay because I really was heading on the road to ruin out there.
But it's funny how you guys got back home. You had to take the bus trip,
Yeah,
right?
well, my mother had sent out 2 airline tickets for me and my brother to fly us from California to New York. So my father got the tickets, went to the airline, sold the tickets, took the money, and bought us 2 Greyhound bus tickets, and put us on the bus. And there we were on this 2-week-long excursion.
But you can't be pissed at him because he gave you poo-ha, man.
There you
go. Along with hookers and pimps.
Yeah, so we were taking a bus all the way from California, L.A., to New York City. And it stopped at every city. You know, we stopped everywhere. And the collection of dregs of society, male hookers, hustlers, girl hookers, pimps, and I'm talking like Huggy Bear pimps. These guys with the fur hats and everything. It was just a collection. An Ouzo bum who had a bottle of Ouzo with him the whole trip that everybody, when he passed out, would take and pass around the bottle. And we were drinking this bum's Ouzo. This hot chick we met that was getting off in Cheyenne, but decided to hang out with us all the way into New York. Who knows what happened to her? Probably murdered or ended up a hooker. And then we finally get to New York after 2 weeks on the road. And right when we step off the bus, we get arrested by NYPD. This detective comes over.
Came up to me and grabbed me by the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, boys, you have to come with me," right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you left out the fact that I was smuggling in Thai sticks.
Right. Now the cop goes, "Come with me, get your bags." And we're like, oh, my God. Joe's got, like, pounds of Thai sticks.
How old were you, Joe?
Oh, God.
Probably 17 now. I think you were 17.
Oh, okay.
I was about 17, 16, 17.
And he just like a load of Thai stick in his bag. And the guy goes, "We're going to get your bags. And we're going to check you out, you know, because they thought we were runaways. They thought we were runaways coming into New York to, you know, hustle or something. So thank God that girl did follow us from Cheyenne and just hang out with us on the bus. We told her, "Could you get this one bag and get it immediately before we get there. And she ran and got the bag and actually didn't steal it and took it. And then the cop goes to call my mom up, and I'm like, could you just identify yourself and first say your kids are fine, I'm NYPD, and I just took them, and I want to verify that they're not runaways. He gets on the phone. Hello, Rosemary? Yes? Do you have 2 sons, Joseph and Anthony? Yeah, and my mother's horrified. This guy just strung it along without, like, telling her we were okay. Guy was a real prick. But we got off the hook.
Remember the knives that the old man gave us?
Yeah, he, like, confiscated our knives.
My side, and the cop was patting me down. You know, he goes, oh, what's this? What's this? Puts his hand over by his gun, takes the knife away.
Yeah, what a collar.
Yeah.
What a collar, getting the Cumia boys.
Goddamn hysterical.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the memories, Joe. I forgot about Sue.
All right.
Well, more stories than that, though. For another day, all the Mojave Desert.
I know. Shootings and everything.
Yeah, we'll talk about the shooting next time you call in.
I saw more shootings than Puffy.
Yeah.
On an entire show, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great story, but you're going to have to tell it live in the studio, though.
But, Joe, bashing Buzz when you're banging a Sue is a little much. Come on.
They were both
She was this mousy woman with these big glasses. Remember Sue's big dopey? She looked like Tweety Bird. Yeah, these big glasses.
Hi, Joe. I got my glasses, and I'm going to bang you to Peter Frampton. Ow, my ass hurts from last night.
Oh, that's funny.
So don't bang my Cro-Magnon woman.
No, man. Who'd you rather fuck, Tweety Bird or Mike Tyson?
I was screwing Sasquatch.
No shit.
That's great. All right, Brother Joe. All right.
Cool, man. I'll talk to you, Joe.
All right, guys.
Babe Ruth made it! He's going up to the big league, the Boston Red Sox!
O&A return next week for a live broadcast from Boston.
It's still tough. Come on!
Catch the virus at Bill's Bar before the Sox opener. Oh, and make sure you remove your eyes. O&A.
That's a little too cute. So, okay. Yeah, there you go. XM Satellite Radio's Bruce Kelly here with another Opie and Anthony Interlocular.
The worst of O&A.
Opie and Anthony on XM Satellite. Does that mean the phrase shock jock finally gets erased from the English language?
Well, unfortunately, no, because that's how we'll always be labeled. Shocking. What the hell does shock jock mean anyway? Are people really shocked by now if they listen to this type of programming?
Oh, don't you just picture someone looking at the radio going, oh! Yeah. Like they're just shocked at what you just said? Bunch of crap.
It is crap. It's the media that's very lazy and they have to label everything. So, well, we'll just label it shock jocks instead of really getting into it and seeing what we're all about. And they would find out that's a lot different than the perception out there. You know, we're funny, entertaining, clever at times, and also shocking, sure. But that's not all we do.
Can anybody really be shocked in American culture anymore?
Sure they can. They're dummies. Americans are shocked that there was a gay governor. They're fucking morons. They're very easily shocked because they're dishonest, and their morality is based on what they think things should be instead of the way they really feel. Yeah, they're fucking morons.
Yeah, listeners to this show, I don't think, could be shocked that easily. But, yeah, Jim makes a good point. The average citizen still finds a lot of things out there shocking, which I wouldn't even blink at.
They're shocked that 2 guys that blow each other want to get married. I mean, they're very easy to shock people. Extremely easy. They're morons. And I mean you.
When you guys were off for 2 years, how close were you during that time?
Not very. Oh, because when it comes down to it, it was Anthony's idea for the church thing, and to this day, I'm not too happy with it. I resent that wholeheartedly.
I left a lot of messages for the guys just to tell them that I was still around. Hi guys, just in case you start up again.
No, we actually kept in touch, and we did a radio show for each other. That was a lot of fun to make each other laugh instead of over 1 million people. But
worse, I would hear the phone ring. I'd look, see who it is, the message. You know, and I wouldn't answer it, and then I'd check the message. It's like, Aunt, it's Ope. How beep.
To undelete message, press 3.
I didn't even listen to the goddamn things. I knew what it was going to be. Stop. Hey, what's up? Nothing. I'm still out of work, Ope. How about you?
I was quantum leaping all over the United States. Every time Anthony called me, I was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Wow, man, I didn't know you could get cell service at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. This is pretty cool.
Wonderful, Ope. Call me when you get to Phoenix.
Now, back to the worst of Opie and Anthony on XM 202 High Voltage.
Hey, guys, you're enjoying the worst of Opie and Anthony, or you wouldn't be listening right now, right?
That's true. I was going to say, how do you know they're enjoying it? But the fact that they're listening means they must be enjoying.
You know what? They just called us for lunch, so let's make this one very easy. Yeah. 3 words. Recipe for murder.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Today's episode, Recipe for Murder. MMIV. The Opie and Anthony Show, Act 1. Opie and Anthony Show. Today's episode, Eat, Drink, and Be Murdered. With special guest star Robert Conrad.
A Quinn Martin production.
A Quinn Martin production. Opie and Anthony, today's episode, Hide and Go Murder. MMIV. Epilogue.
We're not at the epilogue yet.
All right, that's during What Did We Learn?
Yeah, the epilogue will be What Did We Learn?
Opie and Anthony Show. Today's episode, Hickory Dickory Murder.
God.
Yeah, welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show. It's the One virus spreading across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio. And we want to say hi to everyone that got their XM radios turned on overnight.
Turn it on.
And by the way, you know, let's put an end to this. We are not moving back to afternoon radio. We did it. We kicked serious ass. Yeah. And we're moving on with this new venture, okay? People are begging us at times to move back to afternoons. We're just not going to do it.
I'm one of those people begging. Believe me.
Honestly, our lives would be a lot better.
Yeah.
But we already did that, and it just doesn't make sense when you're doing a national radio show now.
Right.
Because, we're known on the East Coast big time. Big effing time. Mm-hmm. But the whole West Coast is now listening to us as well, okay? Right. And you can't, if we're doing afternoons in the New York time zone, you can't give the West Coast a show that's 24 hours old in the morning. You just can't do it.
Doesn't work.
So let's stop the discussion. We're here to stay. We want to make this work. Plus, we're kind of sleepy in the morning, and a lot of crazy stuff comes out.
A little punchy.
Yeah, like this freaking recipe for murder stuff.
Opie and Anthony Show. Today's episode, Stop in the Name of Murder. A Quinn Martin production. Opie and Anthony on after Cannon on CBS.
Yeah, we got in here early. We were getting the show together and just started talking about the old TV programs.
The old TV shows. Don't you miss them sometimes? I was just noticing everyone has to be beautiful on TV these days. And we brought up Cannon for some reason, and then Kojak. And Opie said he caddied for Telly Savalas.
I caddied for Telly Savalas, I don't even know, man. I guess probably in the mid-'80s or something like that.
Give me a putter, baby.
He came to the Huntington Crescent Club, and the guy was missing all sorts of parts off his body.
Yeah, but it didn't matter back then.
Supposedly, he had a fake ear on the show.
Yeah, they put a fake ear on him, and it was missing like a finger or something, piece of his finger.
He was missing a couple digits.
Couple of digits?
I think so, and I do remember seeing, like, no ear.
Hey, Caddy, look for my ear in the woods over there, huh? Come on, baby.
Yeah,
Who loves you, baby? Where's my golf ball?
He was playing golf and sucking on the lollipops and, yeah.
Oh, his trademark lollipop.
Oh, yeah, and he would walk to his ball. Where's my ball, baby?
He had a big Aaron Neville mole on his cheek and stuff. And he was like one of the hottest stars in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The guy was all over television.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Oh, there you go.
Kojak. A Quinn Martin production. MCMLXXII.
What?
You always had to figure out what year it was.
That would be 1970-something.
Tonight's episode, Recipe for Murder. With special guest star, Charo.
Charo?
Coochie Coochie Girl. Yeah, Kojak would walk into a nightclub and she'd be performing, and she'd have to help Kojak find the clues.
And Kojak got all the babes, even though he was a mess.
Oh, he'd walk into some of those clubs to like get some info from some informant or something, and the girls would come up, "Hey, Kojak," and "Hey, baby," he'd be hugging them, like, oh,
like he
you
would
talk to my mole, and I'm gonna talk to this woman over here, baby. A Quinn Martin production. They put them all out. Mannix.
Oh my God.
Mannix was the private
Yeah,
investigator. It was like $100 a day plus expenses. Whoa, fucking expensive guy. And Cannon, the big fat guy Cannon, and the opening sequence wasn't believable. He's running around in the hills of California with his little 6-shooter chasing some guy. Cannon's not catching anyone. And then I kind of liked it because
he had
it was
the first portable
guy,
phone,
right?
Yeah.
First car phone ever, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And it was a phone with the little spindly cord like you'd have at home that went into the hump in the middle of his console, and he'd pick it up and go, "Mobile operator, get me Klondike 51350." Right away, Mr. Cannon.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't make a call. He couldn't just dial a number. "Mobile operator, I need 555-8383.
What was bigger, Cannon's phone or the Little Doggy Company's satellite radio?
Ooh, good question. I have the Cannon satellite radio. It's huge. Oh, is that the Cannon theme? They'd be playing this music, and it's a whole montage of scenes on the screen of him running, chasing, and even womanizing. You love my fat, don't you?
Back then, you didn't have to be pretty to be on TV.
Now, you got to look like the cast of the OC or Smallville or something in order to be on television. That's why poor little Jimmy Norton doesn't get all the parts that he should get. He's a great little actor, but perhaps, people like me and Jimmy, you just can't get on television.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not that good at acting.
What was that other show? I was talking
McMillan and Wife?
McMillan and Wife. A Quinn Martin production. There's a nice name. That's the good old days, right? McMillan and the bitch he has sex with. Just end wife. McMillan and the girl he's with tonight. McMillan and still friends. McMillan and ex-wife, but still on good terms. A Quinn Martin production. Or Banachek. What was the pitch meeting for that show? Okay, it's going to be great.
Wait,
this guy works for an insurance company.
Hold on, I got to go backwards. Wasn't Rock Hudson McMillan?
Yes, he was.
Ah.
Gay guy. And he was always, very loving with Susan St. James, who was wife. She played wife. And they would solve crimes together. Ugh, what a nightmare that would be. What are you doing? It probably started out, why aren't you home yet? I'm working. Why can't I come along with you?
Right. She probably didn't believe him and had to tag along.
I'm McMillan. I'm a cop. I got work to do.
I'm the guy.
I'm your wife.
I'm the guy.
I should be by your side supporting you and solving crimes.
Oh.
One of these days you're going to turn me gay, woman. I'd rather have AIDS than take you along. Oh, I do?
On tonight's episode, watch McMillan's T-cell count drop.
McMillan and wife try to track down his T-cells. Tonight's episode, butt sex for murder.
For murder.
Banachek was, what was his name? The actor? Can't remember.
That would be George Papard.
George Papard, who later went on to the A-Team. Yes, George
and
Papard.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
And Breakfast at Tiffany's, yes. George Papard was Banachek, and the plot was he worked for an insurance company, and he would go around trying to find missing insured stuff. What a great show. Always with a drink and a cigar. And he'd put on his gloves and try to track down, like, missing boxcars and missing vases. That was insured for $1 million. My company doesn't want to pay for that. I'm going to track it down. I believe you had it stolen. And the whole episode is him tracking down some merchandise that was insured by his company.
Yeah.
Oh, who's watching that? Banachek.
A lot of people did back in the day.
Oh.
What about...
Ode to a missing armoire. MCMLXXIV.
That's 70.
That
was made in the
1974,
1800s, I think.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Banachek was made in 1882.
We didn't even know we were going to do this today. We just were goofing around before
I
the show.
loved it, though.
Well, when you said recipe for murder.
Recipe for murder. With the cheesy graphic. Now it's all about Flash, you know? You watch a TV show, the opening credits get awards now. Because they're all done, it's a CGI and very flashy. That was like typewriter-written stuff superimposed on bad stuff they cut out of episodes. It was all shaky. You know, you'd see the recipe for murder, and it's shaking on the screen. What does that say? What? Loved it. Grew up watching all that Quinn Martin crap.
Let's go to Jim in North Carolina.
The streets of San Francisco.
Yeah.
And there's a guy, Carl Malden, who just did not belong on TV.
Another guy that didn't belong on TV.
Big alcohol-ravaged cauliflower nose. Oh, then Michael Douglas was on that one. That was his first big break before he started hitting colored people in the balls with golf balls and laughing about it on the golf courses. The streets of San Francisco. Tonight's episode, faggot murder. Come on, San Francisco. MCMLXX Fam V.
1975.
Running around the streets of San Francisco solving gay crime. Cross-dressing murder. All the groovy music.
Solving gay crime.
Gay crime in San Francisco. Tonight's episode, Michael Douglas goes undercover in a bathhouse to find the killer of gay men. In Get Me a Towel, I've Been Murdered. Tonight's episode, I left my murder in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. Let's say hi to Jim in North Carolina. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, what's going on, Oda?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, originally from Jersey, I'm a Marine stationed down here, but glad you guys are back on the air.
Oh, cool, bro.
Hey, remember Vegas with Dan Tana?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had a bunch of shows. He had Vegas. What was the one where he was in Boston?
Oh, that was, Ben's got the squirts today, so our Boston connection's not here.
Right,
Spencer for hire. Right.
With the black eye hawk, Spencer. Spencer for hire.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Bob's got one of my old favorites.
Bob in
Used to watch
Jamestown.
that. Literally old favorites.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning. Good morning to
Hey,
you.
Jimmy.
Hi, fella.
Hey, Barnaby Jones. You haven't mentioned it.
Barnaby Jones. That's a great pitch, too. I'd love to be the pitch reading for that. Yeah, there's how many detective shows are on now? There's 87 on all the networks. I got one more. But the guy's 80 years old. What about a detective who's 80 years old? What? Yeah, Barnaby Jones. Barnaby Jones, the geriatric gumshoe. Tonight's episode, I'd love to catch the murderer, but my prostate's inflamed. Barnaby Jones, MCMLXXBI.
1971.
Very early in the decade, 1971, Barnaby Jones. Act 1. Barnaby. What was his son? Oh, he didn't have a son. He was a nephew. Jebediah Jones. Because that was the young, because you had to get like a young guy in there to get the chicks. To get all the little hippie chicks of the day that were biting into hot dogs and screaming because they were talking back to them.
Another guy that looked like he shouldn't be on TV.
Yeah. You know, you're putting an 80-year-old guy on television running around. Yeah. Another guy running around chasing young hoods. And he's 80 years old. Yeah. Old guy. Barnaby Jones.
And the bad guys are always the same guys on all the shows. You'd have like John Cassavetes or that dude from The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Man from Uncle.
That guy, I forget his
Robert
name.
Vaughn.
Robert Vaughn, exactly.
Tonight's guest star, Robert Vaughn.
That's my brother Darren, by the way.
The king of useless information. It's ridiculous what he remembers.
Hairpiece for Murder, starring Robert Vaughn. Comb-over or murder.
I love those shows. I can hear the murder thing all day now.
That's just every episode.
Just all day, just come up with another one.
Very
please.
original. Oh, which one's this?
I don't know this one.
This says the girl from Uncle, not the man.
Oh, jeez. Thought I was gonna hear one of the classics.
The girl on her uncle. That stinks. Was that an actual TV show?
Barnaby Jones.
Let's go to Wayne and
Tonight's
PA.
episode, was it murder or did I just forget?
Wayne, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, you're missing one. Don't forget Hawaii 5-0 there. Book them, Dano.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was
Hawaii.
another one when they had those stupid car phones there. It was like a receiver from a rotary phone there. Just yanked it out the window.
Yeah, they would pull like regular phones and they'd be in their car talking on the phone. But as a kid, it was like, this is the coolest guy ever. I used to think Mannix was like the coolest guy ever. Detective, womanizing, kind of drinking, smoking, and that $100 a day plus expenses. It's just like, God, he's raking in some heavy-duty cash. Beginning, he's running across that bridge. Someone's chasing him. Not afraid to run, Mannix. Mannix. Run away for murder. Oh, yeah. Real jazzy. They'd always end up trying to get information in those lounge-like, lowly lit clubs with the red candle on the table and the big button-tuck red couches. They'd sit down with the martini. Spill it. Spill it. All right, Mannix, yeah, I was there, but I didn't do it, I swear. Right. All right, you lousy hood, go, take a walk. He's got enough info. Well, what time is it? 3 o'clock, I made $100. I could go home and go to sleep now. Mannix. Barely ever worked. He's on the job like 2 hours a day. That's enough. I'll solve the murder tomorrow on Mannix. MCMLXX. VI.
1976.
Oh, very good.
You also had Harry O, which was like a Mannix light.
Harry O,
yeah.
right. And that was, what the hell is his name?
David Jansen.
David Jansen.
He died early from,
Yeah.
he probably lived a life when he
Lived
was
the life
off
he
the
was
air.
portraying
Yeah.
on television. Yeah, David Jansen from The Fugitive.
Scott in Ohio. What's up, Scott?
Hey, what about Beretta?
Yeah, well, that's kind of how we originally started talking about this before the show even started.
That's right, because Robert Blake...
3 years after he allegedly killed his wife, woman there, he's still in jail, and now they're just picking a jury, and we were saying, what the hell happened to his speedy trial? If this isn't a case of being denied your constitutional right to a speedy trial, 3 years, and no one's talking about that. It's not anything I read in any of the news reports. Why can they hold this guy for 3 years before bringing him to trial? Unbelievable. Gotta let him out.
It's not a flight risk. Where's he going to hide? Everybody
Where's
knows who he is.
Beretta going? Where's old Beretta going? Young Beretta might have fled. Come on, I'm leaving with you, Rummy. The old Rummy.
Yeah, that's how that started.
Yeah. Oh, I loved Beretta. I used to watch that every week.
Keep your eye on the sparrow.
You remember that.
When the
There it
going...
Sammy Davis.
Yeah, babe.
Oh, Sammy sung this?
Yeah.
Don't go to bed.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
No price on your head. No, no.
Should have taken the advice of his song before he shot his wife.
Don't do the crime if you
Can't
can't
do the time. Yeah, groovy. Big Afro black people on the show.
On the sparrow.
That is cockatoo. Fred. Yeah.
It's narrow.
MCMLXXV IIIV.
Where can I go?
No,
just III.
I would work, sure.
Stupid Roman numerals. Why didn't they just put the date at the bottom of it?
Next week, the virus infects Boston.
Strap in, kids.
It's O&A Live from Bill's Bar before the home opener. We'll bring the bat. XM's High Voltage 202.
Laugh at the hilarity.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
I don't care if you like us. We don't like you.
High Voltage is an XL channel which may include explicit language.
And guess what? I don't care. I don't care.
Channel blocking is available by contacting XM Listener Care at 1-800-XM-RADIO.
You understand me? I don't care about anything to do with you.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
XM 202. High Voltage is an XL channel which may include explicit language. Channel blocking is available by contacting XM Listener Care at 1-800-XM-RADIO.
Here's Opie and Anthony when they don't suck.
Good for what ails you. What?
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Whoa, Bernie, what are you doing, Bernie?
Of Ozma.
It's right here. It's right here. Wait, no. You gotta go out of the machine.
Yeah, sit down, Bernie.
It's in the thing.
No,
it's right there.
Oh, yeah, sit down. I'll get it to you. We're going to say goodbye to you. Bernie.
No,
this one, right?
Oh, it says on the front.
Oh, what
are you motherfucker? Tony, Opie, you're asking for trouble. Tony.
Oh, he's coming over. Oh, Bernie, sit down.
Oh, my God, wait.
He's really mad. He's mad.
You pissed off Bernie again. All right, get over there.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting real hot in here.
Bernie, you don't have to take that. You don't have to take that, Bernie.
All right, sit down.
Stand up for your rights, Bernie.
Sit down, Bernie. Sit down. It's okay. It's okay, Poe. Poe, it's okay. It's okay. Poe, it's okay. Poe, it's okay. Poe, it's okay. All right, have Bernie sit down.
Bernie, take a seat.
Let's all calm down.
That's all right. Get that fucking CD. Hand it over.
Hand over that fucking CD. Oh, you gotta have another.
You lunatic.
All right, Bernie.
Oh, he's fine, Poe. Poe, he's fine.
You tell him to relax.
Tell him.
Yeah, everyone just relax.
Everybody relax.
All he did was take the CD out. I mean,
yeah.
Fuck you. Keep your CD. I won't be here again.
Bernie.
Bernie's leaving.
Oh man. So you got his CD? Give him his CD.
Wait. Bring him back in.
Give him his CD.
No, we'll explain what happened. Bring him back in.
Bernie.
Come.
Oh, he's going into his bag.
Holy shit. He's going into a bag.
No, he said, Bernie.
It's okay. He's
Bernie,
zipping
we
up.
got the CD.
Follow him out with the cell phone.
Opie took a fake. It wasn't his CD. And started smashing it.
No,
and he
course
lost
not.
his mind. Did you
Of
get
course
him
not.
his CD?
Well, Eric's going after him.
Yeah. That was that rage.
Yeah.
Wow, that was it.
That was like one of those bad court dramas on TV
Right,
where the guy finally snaps
Finally
on the
cracks
stand.
him. The lawyer cracks
All right,
him.
I did it. See?
All right, hold on. I think.
And I'm not sorry. I'd do it again.
All right, let's go to the phones here.
Jesus.
Bernie, this
Oh.
is your CD right there.
Okay, thank you.
That's not the one he... Relax, that's not the one.
Oh,
That's yours.
Tell him.
listening back.
That's the one he used in the studio. though.
Eric,
He didn't break yours.
Eric, explain. Explain what we
Bernie,
did.
it was a joke. He had another CD.
Whatever. Hey, it was a separate CD. Sure?
It was totally... Take a look at it. It's not even broken or damaged.
Anyway, it's okay. Why don't you relax? No. I want to go. It's 9 o'clock. I want to go home anyway.
Okay, but they still want to talk to you.
Back inside and at least let's not burn bridges. Let's go.
Yeah, come back in and talk. He's coming in.
Nice and relaxed.
Wait, that sounds scary.
All right, hold on.
He's coming in.
They just want to talk to
Opie's
you.
building a barrier.
All right, Bernie. Wait, sit down.
No, it's 9 o'clock.
Bernie.
Let me explain what happened, though, Bernie.
I let him explain what happened.
Wait, put on your headphones. Let me explain.
Yeah.
I don't want
explain.
because we really like you. We want you to be a
I
friend
love
of the show.
Bernie Getz, and I don't want to get off on the wrong foot here.
We felt like here.
I'm listening.
All right, we felt like you were a friend of the show that we could pull one of our gags on you. That's all that was.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. Wait here. I'm
okay.
going to show you. Calm down. Here's the CD I was smashing.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Here's the CD I was smashing was called Haunted Pussy.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
It had nothing to do with the one
You
that...
were smashing Haunted Pussy. You said that
Bernie, I never touched your CD.
Okay.
I took this one, and Eric snuck it in and made the old switcheroo.
Bernie, we still pals?
Things are okay.
Things are okay.
But
Yes,
are we
I'm
still-
glad-
I
I'm glad-
consider
I'm
you
glad we had this
a
talk.
friend of mine.
Oh,
I consider
Bernie,
you a
okay,
friend.
or just or whatever.
Bernie, look at your
Or-
CD.
He doesn't like the
Bernie
friend
does
label.
not like him. No.
It's okay.
Look at your CD. There's not a scratch on it. I didn't smash
I
you.
trust you.
All right.
Fair enough. Look at it.
I
just
thought we were at that stage in our friendship that we could pull one of our gags on you. That's all.
It's only a CD.
There
All
you
right,
go.
Bernie. Well, so we're cool.
We're cool. And
All
anyway, that's the news for the week.
Thank you,
Okay?
Bernie.
The worst of O&A on High Voltage.
Stop treating me like a whore.
XM 202.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
Ozzy in studio. It finally happened for old Jimmy Norton.
That's right.
Thanks to my pals, Opie and Anthony. We got to stay before we came down to D.C. This was actually yesterday. This is when we're taping this. This was yesterday.
It's so fresh in your mind as we intro it now.
That's right. And little did I know that this beautiful, joyous day provided by my pals would be spoiled by a fat ape hooker at the end of the evening. But this is still early in the morning, and my hero comes in studio. Thanks to my pals, Opie and Anthony, I get to sit with them.
Hey, this is Ozzy Osbourne, and you're listening to the worst of Opie and Anthony. What a fucking drag.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There he is.
Ozzy Osbourne.
It is Ozzy Osbourne.
We'll introduce Ozzy. We'll introduce everyone. Opie, Anthony, Opie, Anthony, Jim Norton.
Hi, Oz.
I forgot already.
I know,
Yeah.
it's okay. I just want to say hi.
Nice. You made it.
So happy you're
Thank
Don't
God.
ask me why. I got in like a couple of hours ago, and I'm like,
Yeah? You get up early these days or what?
well, I got radio interviews, yeah.
Yeah? It's kind of... What time did you get up today? Because it's kind of early for a rock star.
About 7:30.
7:30.
I went to sleep at 6:15.
6:15 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, really? You go on that little sleep?
I got no choice. My wife's got a good left foot. She kicks my butt out of bed. And
Yeah, you can't
go to
sleep
work.
late anymore. Go to work. Can't you make her just realize
But
you
she
wanna...
works harder than me. you know.
But that's a great deal for you. I think you
Yeah,
should
but-
just
but-
relax. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Get me some Quaaludes quick.
Because believe me, I love Sharon and everything, but I mean, it seems to me like these probably are the years you should maybe be relaxing.
You know, as we gotten older together, we're getting more work now than ever.
Is that a good thing?
It could be worse.
It could be worse, but I don't know.
I could be Arab and have 4 wives who drive me nuts.
You enjoy it though. It's not like you're forced to be out. Because I've heard some accusations that people are like, oh, Sharon cracks the whip and Ozzy goes, and he doesn't want to work this hard anymore.
How many married men do you know that their wives don't crack the whip?
You are so right.
It doesn't matter what you
so
do.
right.
They don't got crack the whip. They've got very many tactical ways of getting what they want out of you.
Even
man.
the Prince of Darkness has to put up with that. Has to put up with the whip crack.
I mean, I've even tried a wooden spike through a heart.
That didn't work.
I got splinters in my hands. Then I got told up and whittling.
Yeah, boy, they can be tough. That's for sure.
That's hilarious, though.
How you feeling? Your neck and your back and everything?
I can't say the word, but...
No, you can say whatever you want. You say fuck, shit here.
Yeah, it's satellite radio.
It's kind of fuck, man.
Yeah, is it?
I'm worth more in scrap metal now than anything else. When I do, they're going to melt me down. The fucking Bionic Man.
When we heard about your ATV accident, it's like everybody assumed it was nothing and it was okay, but it was pretty serious stuff.
But the dumb, they couldn't have been those like chasing a bandit at 500 miles an hour.
Right.
Fucking 3 miles an hour, man.
3 miles an hour, would you capsize the thing?
That's really the Prince of Darkness speed.
What did you hit?
The ground.
No, I mean, how do you fall off of it at 3 miles an hour?
Well, it's one of them. I was going down a dip, and instead of a screw kind of a
and you're
lever,
kind of, right.
my body, I had my hand on the handlebars, and I pressed the lever. Next thing I know, I was on morphine. That was pretty cool, man.
The morphine, huh?
Yeah. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to be the resident fucking morphine guy.
Just keep me here. I still feel a little pain.
No, but you know, I've had a big major change in my life.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do dope. I'm boring my fucking self to do.
This isn't just a phase, though, that
No,
you're
no,
going through.
I'm 11 months now.
11 months.
Which is the longest time I've
Really?
ever got.
And this had to do with your accident?
No, because the wife could give me fucking shit. You know?
Hey, now I heard you were pretty much dead at this point.
Well, I didn't exactly want to run the fucking marathon.
No. But did they have to bring you back to life or anything?
Yeah, they got them fucking electric things. What happened was when I smashed my clavicle, or whatever the fucking thing is, the bone.
What with shoulder blade?
Yeah, it severed my artery and my lungs filled with blood, and I was drowning my blood. I mean, I had to sort of put a thing in my lung to drain the blood.
Drain it out.
And my heart stopped twice.
Jesus.
Did you see anything?
What?
Did you see anything when the heart stopped?
No, I wasn't really fucking looking. I didn't go, darling, my heart stopped. Look at that fucking beautiful bird up there. The house looks fabulous from this fucking ditch.
Ozzy, I think he means some kind of afterlife thing, an image.
But I saw some fucking afterlife thing. I'm a ghost sitting there right now.
Okay, you make good sense. I understand.
I was wondering if he saw the devil or something. You know, a lot of people.
I'm married to her.
A lot of people see, you know, the nice white light, and
the people say to me, "Did you see the light, the white light?" And I go, "Yeah, it was the fucking lamp above the bed when I was waking up."
That's what I think that's all about, by the way. Yeah.
It's bullshit, man. There's nothing. Holy host of fucking angels going, Ozzy, we have come to save you. It's like, shut up, fucking, you got a gig tonight, you fucking asshole. My wife, in a Satan truck.
Yeah. Jesus. Well, thank God.
We cleared that up for you.
You're okay, but 11 months now.
Yeah, 11 months.
Wow, that's really cool.
So what do you do to pass the time now that you're not doing the dope?
Masturbate.
One vice you're still allowed, huh?
Yeah, thank God they don't take that away from us.
But I'm a man's amputated next week. I spend too much time in the jar, you know.
Do you miss the dope or the booze or nothing?
He got fucking old, man. I mean, you know.
Was that it?
At one time it was fun, but then it became a fucking pain.
Yeah, it kind of gets in the way of a lot of things, doesn't it?
Especially when you're fucking nodding up on a morphine in a fucking interview, you know.
Yeah. Oh. And now it must have been a little hard knowing what you went through and stuff to see your kids going through rehab. That's got to be.
In actual fact, he spurred me on. I mean, I'd been trying for 20 odd years, but
really,
he just with the series going so well on MTV, he kind of like they all went, because when you think. People go, oh, it must be so cool. But when you think every morning at 7 o'clock, you open your bedroom door, and there's a fucking crew, and they're on, and they're chasing your ass around your house, or wherever you do go, all day. And it's fun for about the first week or two, but then the fucking second year comes, you know, it's like, don't you guys have a fucking home to go to?
Yeah, it gets a little old, I'm
sure. And so the kid, plus the kids went from being kids to TV stars, and they were getting all kinds of flack from the public. They were like being ridiculed and slightly. Not everybody. A lot of people were okay.
I think most people were okay with it, but there were some people that were really ragging the kids.
You always got a whack job out there somewhere, you know.
Jealous.
I mean, the majority of the people were great, but the whole life switch really fucked with them, you know, and they started, you know, doing drugs and alcohol.
Now you were back on.
When Sharon was diagnosed with colon cancer, my little plan was like, I'll go first. I mean, you got to admit, guys, with the reputation that I had, I've got more chance of going before she. She don't smoke, she don't drink, and she ends up with colon cancer, and I'm like, fucking smoking bungs and running around the fucking house with vats of booze.
So is the
was there anything that was like ever shot that you just didn't want shown on the show that you said you got
a lot.
Did they honor it, or did they show it anyway?
No, I mean, when you see a show, it's like 25 minutes, right? They're filming from Monday at 7 o'clock till every morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and they got that for a fucking week. A week you could make a series, you know.
Right.
But the stuff, the trick to the show, I think, was the editing.
Yeah.
And we just did a wrap-up thing with Dr. Phil, who, incidentally, he's a really cool guy, man.
Really?
He really knows his stuff.
Really?
He's when I used to watch him on the TV, he said another fucking
quack.
But he really is a nice guy.
Yeah. He kind of did he
said
help?
You're all fucking mad and went home.
You're all mad. Did he help you out a little bit?
Yeah, but the guy's just a really nice guy. You know?
Yeah.
We had like a family thing, you know.
Now, you being going through what you went through with the drugs and stuff, you must have known and seen your kids falling into the same rut. What
Well,
did
you
you
know,
try? Did you try to do anything?
You know what? It's like I quit smoking cigarettes just over 4 years ago. I just got a bit of a moment of reality, if you like. I just thought, how can I tell my kids about not smoking with a fucking Marlboro in my mouth? Be an example. And I never thought that I would ever quit smoking. I thought I would die with one in my hand.
Yeah.
And one day I just went, people said to me, how did you do it, Ozzy? I just went, I took the patch up and all that shit, and threw the cigarettes on the fire, and I made my mind up, you know. People go, oh, I couldn't go anywhere without a cigarette. You can if you want to.
It's one of those daily things, because I know I used to smoke. It's one of those things where you know you're picking the cigarette up, so you just don't do it for that day.
The best 2 cigarettes of the day, first thing in the morning, last at night.
Yeah.
And the last at night when I was fucking hammered, used to have a backlash when the fucking bed was on fire, you know.
Nothing better than a nice cold beer and a cigarette, though. Oh.
And a flaming pair of balls at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, did you take Sabbath off the ballot at the awful Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which should just be firebomb?
No. Let me explain the situation with the grief I used to have. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is run by people that are in the business, not by the people that don't go at the back of a music magazine. If you write and tell us who you think you'd like in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
it's not fans.
And I disagree with that principle because I mean, you could get a job, or anybody could get a job in a record in one and get voted on the panel and say, I think Bruce Springsteen or Elton John or whatever. And for years we were like on the list, and I said, they ain't gonna fucking vote for us.
They're musical snobs, and they never gave you guys what they should have because you came from a darker place than like Aerosmith or all these other bands that are in there and that shouldn't have been in there before you.
But then they had a really damning response to me, which I didn't go out for a fucking week. It frightened me that much into the respect it was so lame, man. It was just, so what does Ozzy want? An award for biting the most heads off the most bats. Give me a fucking hand job, you cunt.
Like that's all you ever did in your career. That's it.
I mean, that's fucking.
Wait,
that proved my point, actually.
Yep.
Wait, you once bit a... No, I won't go there.
Don't stop. It's fucking early morning. And I can still fucking use my right arm.
We got...
gag.
In a little way, and I could relate to that.
Talking about your penis again.
Yeah. Because, we got in a lot of trouble with our radio show. We had this couple have sex at St. Pat's Cathedral, so now wherever we go... That's all they want to know. So we can relate on a small level, the whole bat question, the dove question, all that you've been asked thousands and thousands of times. So
who wants to hear it anymore, right?
Exactly.
Fuck it.
Well, it was like...
Yeah, it was like this. Oh, please.
Yeah, what do bats taste like? I don't know. It's been that long ago. I don't know what fucking bread tastes like.
I saw you had a great answer for that on Letterman years ago. You said bats taste kind of salty. Great response to that. I gotta ask, this is kind of a dumb question, but what is your greatest fear when you walk out on stage? Are you afraid when you walk out?
Every night, people say, I've been doing it for 30 odd years now, and people say, oh, you must have it down now. I never, ever, before I go on stage, I go to this inner torture. Am I going to pull it off? Is the crowd going to like me? Am I going to? Because sometimes you go on stage, and you go, it's going good tonight, and then you come off stage, and the people come up to you and go, you feeling okay tonight?
Oh, no, really?
And you go, what, you think you're having a good time? See, my perception is fucked. My perception is all over the place. And then when I think I'm doing a bad show, they go, fuck it, Ozzy, and you get better with age. And but I like to, it's like an invisible line. Once you cross that line, you're on, whether you're good, bad, or whatever.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's fucking awful.
But you still go through it before every time you go out?
I don't, but this way, I don't need any laxatives,
Yeah?
But, I mean, the toilet is overflowing.
Yeah.
That's odd, because you would think, for so many years doing it and stuff, when you come out, you just look like an animal. You look like the guy that, is confident.
I always think that, I always think the worst. And Sharon goes to me, you just stand there, I go, I can't because I'm fucking me,
Yeah.
Sharon says, oh, no, you're 56. None of this fucking jumping around anymore. I just go, keep me at home then if I can't do what I gotta do. I'm gonna stand there like a fucking lemon.
Yeah, and then people say, "Oh, why is Ozzy not moving?" Then you get shit. For
Like,
that.
oh, he did die.
Just propping him up there, damn it.
In my concert, I have to die like,
Fingers
the
up in the air.
fucking,
Yeah.
the Aussie.
Hey, how'd you become friends with Elton John? I saw that on one of the Osbourne shows there.
It's a long story. My wife used to hang around with him before she met me.
It just seems like a strange combination.
I don't know. It's just a really. I don't know. It just happened. Isn't it actually? He's a very nice guy.
Hey, that's a good guy though for your wife to hang around before she met you with. You know nothing was happening.
Not with Elton John, it wasn't.
Do you know what? I never ask things like that. You know.
No.
I don't look at it. Look at any. I mean, any one of us could be homosexual. I wouldn't know it. I'm not.
Could be. Look around the room.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm not a homosexual.
No, don't look at me. Look at, I was hoping
look at the camera.
Wow. I was hoping you were going to look that way, not over here.
I made the gender mistake with a hooker once. I thought it was a chick, but it was a guy. But that's not gay because I didn't know when I went into it.
But you fucked her, yeah?
Well, no, I kind of finished, and I was like, "Oh, you got me," and he left.
Did you go poop shoot or what?
No.
I think he paid for a blowjob, Oz.
Yeah, it was a blowjob in Jersey, and I didn't know.
I wouldn't give a fucking shit about one of them.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I mean, I bet you more than one person has done that, you know.
Oh, thank you.
See, you're getting.
He's the only one willing to admit it in front of a lot of people.
I mean, some of these transsexuals, though, you don't know the fucking difference.
Oh, they're lovely.
Looking a little nice, right? These days, science and technology.
Kickstart a fucking Harley every thing, though.
You know what I've always wanted to ask you too is
No, I'm not one of them.
Oh no. You're not a tranny. The original War Pigs, you guys had it was an original version you did to War Pigs, and then the lyrics, which were really like dark lyrics. Did the record company make you change that, or did you guys make a creative decision to do it?
It's been that long ago, I can't remember fucking making the record. Did I make a record called War Pigs? No, I mean, the only one I do remember, Volume 4 was originally going to be called Snowblind. And they said, no, you can't. It's in those days, it was like cocaine was you couldn't mention or have any connotations. So if you look in the inside cover, I think it's Volume 4. One of the
Volume 4.
And it's got, we'd like to thank the great Los Angeles Coca-Cola Company, which is a little way of saying.
Right, you had to get it in there.
Fucking blow on that album.
Troublemakers.
But in those, it's got a lot more liberals and people actually sing about it now.
Yeah, now it doesn't matter, right? What do you listen to these days?
I don't. I'm currently doing some work with a colleague of mine on a Broadway musical about Rasputin.
Really?
It's really good. What I like about it, it's a different process than writing songs for an album. You know, you can use a theme leapfrog it in and out of the song, and so it's quite interesting.
Yeah, a couple of people with roots in rock and roll getting into Broadway. It seems to be the thing to do.
Well, I've been working on this for 10 years, you know.
Oh, see? They're ripping you off.
Who?
Hey, this box set you got, you cover some really interesting songs. You do In My Life and Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I had to have some... In my lives, I heard... I was watching this movie one day, and Bette Midler was doing this thing with this USO thing for the military, and there was a part where she goes into Vietnam, and I thought that's one of the least Beatles records, songs that's been covered. I mean, I've always wanted to do a version of Whitest Shade of Pale, but everybody and their fucking grandmother's done that.
Yeah.
So I when I did the cover, there's up the road, there's a covers album called Ozzy Undercover with a lot more different songs as well as those on, you know.
What was the only one you'd done before that was like Evil Woman, I think, on the original Black Sabbath was the only cover.
I did for that Moscow Pete Summit, Purple Haze for Doc McGee. And the whole box set, and the reason why it can't, I did covers because I've been on about doing it for quite a while now, and the record company were going to put like the fucking Miss Piggy, Born to Be Wild, and my wife says, why don't you add that covers of, man? It was a lot of fun to make actually, because it wasn't, they were established songs, and we didn't change them around that much, you know, because sometimes when you hear somebody go do a cover song, the only thing recognizable is the title,
right?
You know, so we kept it nearly as true to the form. I'm really pleased with it, you know.
You know, one of the greatest things about you, I've always loved, is like a lot of bands, like headliners especially, will try to bring like a soft opener, and you always seem to bring like the fucking best bands out there. I've seen you with Metallica, Motley Crue when they were on fire.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you've ever been afraid to follow or go on after?
No, I way back in the day when Kiss happened, I mean, that was like a fucking revolution. I mean, in the Sabbath, we'd go on after Kiss. They would open up for us. And the fucking audiences were like all that face paint. And it's like, I don't think we'll be long here.
Really?
But you know, I just plod on. I mean, there's been many a times I've gone, fucking hell, how am I going to get through this, you know? But I just plod on my own way, you know.
You actually watch the opening band and just go, fuck, we're not going to follow this.
No, I try not to, because I either get influenced or I get pissed off. I like to live in my own world before I go on stage, because it's sometimes I'll do it, but not very often.
Right. Man, look at Jimmy's got a little picture of you on his shirt.
Yeah, but
Jimmy's.
You probably didn't get a dime for that. Some bootleg.
No, I bought this at Ozfest. I will buy anything bootleg Ozzy. It's gotta be
really?
Absolutely not. Nothing bootleg, man. It's
Ozzy,
go through him.
Ozzy, just so you know, you're Jimmy's hero. Simple as that.
I don't suck cock, Jimmy.
Number one fan.
There's no one bigger in his mind than you.
Yeah,
no
I'm just a big. It's really great to be chatting with you.
He spends half his time on this radio show talking about you.
Yep.
You're my man.
I think you've been ripped off by a lot of bands. I discussed that a lot. I think U2 stole Sunday Bloody Sunday from Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
No, we stole that Sabbath Bloody Sunday from Sunday.
Oh shit!
Look at that. Close your argument. Ozzy, never a stranger to controversy. Of course, you know the Bat thing and the Alamo and stuff. Now I see you turning up in the papers. The latest controversy. Cosmetic surgery.
Well, I had my dick shortened.
All right, you heard it here.
There you go. It's an exclusive.
That's it. Screw Page 6. Screw whatever they're saying. He had his dick shortened. They had a story about you. I don't know. It was getting fat injections and.
What the fuck do I want to have a fat injection? if I get up and work out on a life cycle for 2 fucking hours. Anyway.
Yeah, it was like
that's
they
a dumb
taken,
idea.
What I was reading is
it was an injection of speed, so I could fucking pedal faster. I was going.
They were taking fat from your ass and injecting it in your face. Or something.
What? Were you reading the fucking paper upside down?
Oh. It says that you admitted I have had a facelift.
Yeah, my wife fucking smacked me in the chin one night.
Black Sabbath singer came clean after years of denying he had gone under the knife. Ozzy, 56, had insisted he lost his gaunt appearance by ditching drink and drugs and switching to clean living. But the rock wild man has now revealed, I've had a face job and a new nose. It bolstered my confidence to no end.
Do I look any different?
No. Nope. And the pictures that they put...
If that's the truth, I'm going to get my fucking money back.
So you never said this? That you've had a face job, nose job?
It's true. I don't know where they get this shit from.
I don't know. They're printing lies about you. Probably not the first time, right?
Right.
Sometimes I'm sure you open up the paper, you read things and go.
I don't read it because I always get pissed off because I get it wrong.
Oh, you do get pissed off by that stuff still?
If I won't read a magazine, but once every blue moon I go, oh, look at that. Every time I look at the one in a million, it's something I don't want to fucking read. So
probably something about your family or something, right?
Not about my facelift or one.
What was the craziest thing you read about yourself that obviously wasn't true?
Just recently, I was in London and there was an article on Black Sabbath, and in bold writing he said, "Sabbath, you should fire Ozzy." And now I'd never rejoined Sabbath. We had a reunion, because you'll never get a studio album out of him. And the reason why I said I wouldn't do it, I haven't. No, the reason why I haven't done another studio album with Bill Ward, Tony Iommi, and Geezer Butler and myself is because I said if the music that we wrote wasn't as good as when we left off, what's the fucking point?
You're a smart man.
I mean, so many times so and so's got back together, and I've gone, the album fucking sucks.
You do the same thing we do. That's great.
Yeah, you might as well leave it on a high note.
Just because the four of us are getting together. If the music's, I'd be a fucking idiot if I like this radio station. You know,
say whatever you want.
I can be what my own man. Fuck.
No restrictions, Ozzy. I know. It's great.
It should be like this in everybody.
Of course it should be. What's it gonna hurt?
Because I'm sitting there with my hairs on the back of my neck and going, did I say it right?
Yeah, you're going to get someone in trouble. They're going to find me.
There's some guys in a fucking dry bar.
Screw it, man. Doesn't matter. Say what you want.
So, we have had attempts at doing an album, but I don't know. It just didn't feel right, you know. And this time, if we did do it, and it's still on the burner, you know, it's still on the back burner,
right.
You know. If something come out as good as Paranoid or Master Reality or Volume 4, then I'd be a fucking idiot not to do it. But why should I do an album that I go, fuck, it's Black Sabbath, but it sucks.
You know what? It's easy for you to say also because you're doing very well these days. I mean, you're making a lot of money and stuff. Are there any of the other guys that are really hip on doing something like that just for financial reasons alone?
No.
They're doing all right.
I mean, it takes four of us, and if there's one out of the four that's not into it for whatever reason, it ain't going to be Black Sabbath. Cause
right.
I've played Black Sabbath songs with great musicians. I've had various singers and different band members, and there's in my opinion, there's like two Black Sabbaths, the Ozzy one and the Ronnie James deal, and it was I must confess, I did like a couple of their albums with Ronnie James Dio. I mean,
did that piss you off when you heard it and went, no, shit, this is good?
Because it was like a new Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And I didn't do so bad at the end of the day.
Yeah, he did all right for himself.
Of course, yeah.
People still want to hear you do the songs. I mean, Dio tried to do War Pigs. It was like, an Iron Man, but...
But you know when I remember getting a letter just after, about a year after he joined them, and he asked me for royalties for him singing my songs, and I wrote back, fuck you.
That's a nice answer, sure.
Yeah. You got to be surprised, too, that after all these years, it's like a lot of guys...
Are you winking at me, or is that a switch?
I actually blink a lot, but I probably am subconsciously doing it because I'm just so happy you're here.
He's twitching a little bit. He's all nervous that Ozzy's sitting right next to him.
I'm just petrified. I fucking forgot my question now. God damn it, do I suck.
Ozzy, you threw him for a loop.
Fuck.
I love looking at you flustered like this.
Oh, I'm just sitting here like an idiot with my hands folded, not saying shit.
You don't understand. When people call up and critique you the slightest, he jumps all over them like they're talking about his mother or something. Really just defends you like a tiger.
Thank you,
well, it's like, I know what it was. It was amazing how, like, after all these years, like, you're still putting out stuff that's phenomenal. Like, Just Want You is one of the fucking best songs you've ever done. And Perry Mason is phenomenal. That's like 30 years after you started. It's just amazing that it hasn't tapered off.
I mean, I'm so happy for Zakk Wylde. He's just got his album went to the charts at 50, and he must be fucking higher than a fucking kite right now.
Yeah, that's great. We've had him on the show.
I gotta tell him for whatever bad things he's about and crazy and whatever, he has worked his fucking butt off since he left me.
He's a madman.
He just does not. He's unstoppable, man.
You know, Ozzy, give us a fuck you. We're out of here.
Fuck you! Hello, my name's Ozzy Osbourne, and you're listening to my pal, Little Jimmy Norton. What a fucking little guy he is.
This is the end.
What are you talking about?
Of the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Well, okay.
Catch Opie and Anthony live from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern with replays throughout the day on XM 202. Want more? Go to opieandanthony.com.